Chapter 3401. Flee, flee, flee. The incomparably huge Clyde City quickly collapsed, and horrified screams resounded. The citizens of Clyde City still didn't understand what kind of disaster had befallen their city. Who was it that destroyed Clyde City? At this time, they could only run for their lives. Wang Xian floated above the teleportation formation and looked at this scene coldly. There wasn't the slightest bit of emotion on him. If Clyde City wanted to exterminate the Thunder Light tribe, then they had to be prepared to be exterminated as well. In the face of war, there was no right or wrong, no mercy. Let's go. The entire Clyde City was ravaged by the 5 elements grindstone and the purple thunder snakes for a mere 5 minutes. Wang Xian remarked plainly as he landed on the ground. The teleportation formation in front of him was not destroyed, so he could still teleport. With a wave of his arm, he kept the 5 elements grindstone and the purple thunder serpent king. After which, he placed some divine stones inside and stepped into the teleportation formation. His figure slowly disappeared, leaving behind only the ruins of Clyde City. Buzz. When Wang Xian appeared in front of the teleportation formation on the mountain peak where the disciples of the Thunder Light tribe lived, he felt a strong pressure. Wang Xian's expression changed slightly as he looked around. "It's me," he immediately said. "Eldest senior brother. It's eldest senior brother." In the surrounding area, some disciples shouted. There was also an elder deacon beside him. "Wang Xian, come over quickly." In front, an elder waved at Wang Xian. Ever since Wang Xian killed the great senior brother of the Great Thunderclap Academy with a single strike, the group of elders from the Thunder Light tribe had already treated him as an expert of the same level. "Yes, elder. What's the situation now?" Wang Xian asked as he flew over and scanned the surroundings. "This is a huge crisis for the Lightning tribe." The elder's expression was slightly solemn and he looked embarrassed. Wang Xian was taken aback. "Elder, how many forces are surrounding us?" "According to the information we've received, the Great Thunderclap Academy, Divine Thunder City, Purple City, Clyde City and Liuyang City want to attack us. Currently, the main army of the Thunder Light tribe is engaged in a small-scale battle with them. Among the 5 factions, there are about 18 peak universe supremacies, more than double our number," the elder said with a sullen face. "Elder, why did we start a conflict with them?" Wang Xian's eyes flickered as he asked curiously. There had to be a reason why the 5 great factions had suddenly besieged the Lightning race. "It's because of a treasure, a first-order sovereign realm god tree that can bear lightning fruits. This tree was originally ours, but Supreme Second Elder was ambushed and died. 4 peak sovereigns ambushed him, catching him off guard. Now that the first-order sovereign realm god tree has fallen into the hands of the Great Lightning Academy, they've formed an alliance to retaliate. These 5 damned fellows. They must have planned this beforehand. Otherwise, it would be impossible for them to act so quickly," the elder roared furiously. Upon hearing the elder, Wang Xian frowned slightly. A universe dominator level god tree. A treasure of this level was indeed worthy of a force like the Thunder Light race fighting for. However, the other party had long since planned this. A large race and 4 great cities had joined hands. No, it could be said that there were only 3 cities left. Even so, the Thunder Light race wasn't a match for them. With more than double the number of peak experts, it would be difficult for the Thunder Light race to resist if the other party attacked at full force. However, they had no choice but to resist. Once they gave up, they could only hole up in their blessed grotto heavens. However, doing so was their last resort. As long as they retreated into their blessed grotto heavens, the Thunder Light race would be completely surrounded. At that time, they might even be sealed by the other party's array formation. It wasn't as if such a thing had never happened before in the desolate continent. Back then, the Iron Union, the Wrapped Corpse tribe, and the Lick Kingdom had wanted to completely seal the Dragon Palace. Therefore, as long as there was a glimmer of hope, the Thunder Light race wouldn't give up. Not good, the Great Lightning Academy and the other forces are preparing to gather. A war is about to break out. The Patriarch has ordered us to rush over immediately. At this moment, the elder beside him said anxiously, "Close all the external teleportation arrays." All disciples, follow me to the battlefield. He immediately ordered loudly. Yes, Elder. The group of disciples responded immediately. They clenched their fists tightly and were filled with murderous intent. The closure of the teleportation arrays meant that the Thunder Light Race had cut off all contact with the outside world. Wang Xian followed behind the Elder and immediately flew towards the battlefield ahead. The current battlefield was also a place that the Great Lightning Academy and Divine Thunder City had forced to retreat to. This was the territory of the Thunder Light Race. There was also a blessed Grotto Heavens of the Thunder Light Race beside it. The blessed Grotto Heavens was called the Lightning Grotto Heavens. This blessed Grotto Heavens was beneficial for cultivation, but it couldn't help them fend off their opponents. The Thunder Light Race could use teleportation arrays. Through the teleportation arrays, they quickly arrived at the Lightning Grotto Heavens. All disciples who have arrived, get into formation immediately and prepare for battle. Wang Xian and the rest had just arrived when they heard the command from the front. A murderous atmosphere filled the surroundings. Almost all the experts and disciples of the Thunder Light Race had gathered in front. A total of 50 to 60 million disciples were arranged in a military formation, staring coldly at the front. At the front, the Thunder Light Race Patriarch and all the Supreme Elders had arrived. After the fall of the second Supreme Elder, the Thunder Light Race only had 7 pinnacle Venerable Realm experts in the universe. All of them had arrived. Let's head over. Wang Xian, come with me, the elder beside Wang Xian said to him. Both of them immediately flew towards the central tribe patriarch. Tribe leader, Supreme Elder. Tribe leader, Supreme Elder. After Wang Xian and the rest arrived, they immediately greeted the tribe leader and the rest. Hihi, we are glad that Wang Xian could come. The tribe leader of the Thunder Light Race was gratified to see Wang Xian. They also knew that Wang Xian had gone out not long ago. However, he could still rush over after hearing that the war had broken out. This also meant that he had treated the Thunder Light Race as one of them. Otherwise, who would be willing to take the risk to participate in a war of this level? I'm now a disciple of the Thunder Light Race. Tribe leader and elders have treated me well. Naturally, I won't back down at the last minute. Wang Xian smiled at the tribe leader and said, Haha, great. The tribe leader of the Thunder Light Race laughed heartily. The 6 Supreme Elders beside him also nodded their heads in satisfaction. When the war breaks out, you have to protect your own life. If we lose, we still have to rely on you to turn the tables. Therefore, you can't die. The leader of the Thunder Light Tribe and the rest exchanged glances before their gazes landed on Wang Xian and spoke with a solemn tone. Chapter 3402. The war had already broken out. The Thunder Light Tribe leader and the others were very familiar with the current situation. They had no choice but to fight this battle. However, there was only a 30% chance that they could resist this battle. If they failed, the Thunder Light Race would not be exterminated, but they would have to retreat into the blessed heavenly abode. If they wanted to make a comeback, they would need the combat power of a universe ruler. If it was in the past, they might not have a backup plan, but now they had a chance. Wang Xian. In their opinion, Wang Xian's strength was equivalent to a level 9 universe supremacy. With such potential at such a young age, coupled with his identity as a purebred divine dragon, Wang Xian's strength was comparable to a level 9 universe supremacy. In the future, there was a 90% chance that he would possess the combat strength of a universe ruler. Therefore, anyone could die in this battle except for Wang Xian. Because this was their hope. Upon hearing the words of the Thunder Ray tribe leader and the rest, Wang Xian was taken aback. Subsequently, he revealed a faint smile. Don't worry, Patriarch. We will definitely win this battle, he said with a smile. Haha, that's for sure. Wang Xian, go to the group of disciples. Don't stay in the center. Remember, retreat immediately if you encounter any danger. Others can't retreat, but you must. The Thunder Light Tribe Patriarch laughed heartily as he instructed. Wang Xian smiled, nodded his head, and flew to the side. Here, the Thunder Ray tribe was divided into 5 legions. In the center was the tribe leader and a group of powerhouses. There were already 3 battle legions. as well as the disciples of the Thunder Light Race who had yet to join the army. According to the rules of the Lightning Race, anyone below 500 epochs was a disciple of the Lightning Race. After this age, they would have to join the various departments of the Lightning Race. There was the army, as well as some other law enforcement departments. This battle was also a battle between pinnacle experts, an army against an army, and a disciple against a disciple. This was basically a tacit agreement. At that time, the opponents of the Thunder Light Tribe disciples would also be the disciples of the Great Lei Academy. Eldest senior brother, you're here. The disciples of the Thunder Light Race greeted Wang Xian respectfully when they saw him. Wang Xian looked across them and revealed a faint smile. It didn't matter where he was in the upcoming battle. If he was on the side of the disciples, he would be able to catch them off guard. Eldest senior brother, you have to be careful later. The patriarch and the elders want you to be safe. Lei Yuntian walked over and asked Wang Xian. Don't worry. Later on, I will show you all my strength. As Wang Xian spoke, his lips curved into a smile. Eldest senior brother, don't be rash. Fourth senior sister Lei Yunzi and the other girls reminded him. Wang Xian nodded with a smile. Boom boom boom. At this moment, a rumbling sound came from the front. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes. In front of them, waves of vast and terrifying energy rushed over. At the front of the group were two gigantic thunder lions. There were over 100 kilometers of them galloping within the thunderclouds. Their might was abnormally terrifying. This was a peak universe supremacy level thunder lion. It was also the guardian divine beast of the Great Thunderclap Academy. Above the thunder lion stood a dozen silhouettes. These dozen silhouettes included the pinnacle experts of the Great Thunder Academy, as well as the pinnacle experts of God Thunder City, Purple City and Liuyang City. A total of 15 figures looked over coldly. They roared in unison, and the armies of the four great forces behind them exuded an incomparably sharp killing intent. Their eyes were filled with excitement and malevolence. There were all kinds of battle pets and huge war machines. In particular, there was a gigantic bell over at the Great Thunderclap Academy. The bell was densely covered in purple thunderbolts. The explosive might was definitely that of a carnate spiritual treasure. The entire bell spanned over 10,000 kilometers. It was extremely terrifying. Below the army of the Divine Thunder City was a flying city. The entire city was flowing with the power of thunderbolts and was connected to the experts of the Divine Thunder City. The vast might made all the experts and disciples of the Thunder Light Race extremely solemn. Thunder Light Race, get out of the thunderclouds and we can spare your lives. On the Thunder Lion, a bald old man with a lightning staff in his hand suddenly spoke to the Thunder Light Race coldly. He had 9 purple spots of light on his head that shot into the sky. Old bald donkeys of the Great Thunderclap Academy, don't even think about it. You don't have the capability to make us get out. The leader of the Thunder Light Race bellowed coldly. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. He and the 6 Supreme Elders dashed into the sky with radiance radiating from their bodies. How dare you sneak attack the 2nd Supreme Elder of the Thunder Light Race? I will make you pay a terrible price. Divine Thunder City, Purple City, Liuyang City, just wait for the endless revenge of the Thunder Light Race. The leader of the Thunder Light Race bellowed with murderous intent. Ha ha! Thunder Light Race, don't be so arrogant. Since we dared to make a move, we aren't afraid of you. Furthermore, you can talk again if you can survive this ordeal. How arrogant and ignorant! The City Lord of the Divine Thunder City said coldly. Good. All disciples of the Thunder Light Race will remember this day. We will definitely annihilate them in the future. The leader of the Thunder Light Race bellowed. We will definitely annihilate the enemy. We will definitely annihilate the enemy. All the experts and disciples of the Thunder Light Race bellowed furiously. Attack and annihilate the Thunder Light Race. The Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy raised his lightning staff. He lifted it up directly. Thunder rumbled in the sky as the bugle call signaled the start of a battle. While the Thunder Light Race and the Great Thunderclap Academy were fighting, The thundercloud domain and the surrounding forces were also paying attention to the situation. It was especially so for the other dozen cities in the thundercloud domain. The sudden outbreak of war and the alliance of the Great Thunderclap Academy had shocked the other cities. Their attention was focused on the battle and they were waiting for the outcome. As for the annihilation of Clyde City, the time was too short and most of the forces had yet to receive the news. Only the Great Thunderclap Academy and the Divine Thunder City knew about the situation in Clyde City. However, they didn't take it to heart. The absence of Clyde City didn't matter. Kill. Following the order of the Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy, the army disciples of the four major forces roared. The two Thunder Lions leaped into the air and locked their gazes on the leader of the Thunder Light Race and the rest. The Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy and the rest smiled eerily as they followed in the sky. 17 against 7. With a difference of more than 2 times, they were 100% confident. Fight. Kill the enemy. The Thunder Light Tribe Patriarch gritted his teeth and a thunder axe appeared in front of him. The axe contained a powerful aura. He gripped it tightly and roared out through gritted teeth. Kill the enemy. At this moment, all the experts and disciples of the Thunder Light Race stared at the invading enemies and roared. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes as he stared in front of him and slowly stretched his body. He laughed wantonly. Chapter 3403. Kill all the disciples of the Thunder Light Tribe. Kill them. As the disciples of the Thunder Light Tribe bellowed, the experts, disciples, and troops from the Great Layan Academy and the 3 major cities bellowed ferociously. They were brimming with murderous intent and confidence. They were 100% confident in this battle. In terms of experts, disciples, and troops, they had the upper hand. Follow me to kill the disciples of the Thunder Light Tribe. Eldest senior brother Fardu, who was standing in front of the disciples of the Great Layan Academy, stared ahead. Generals against generals, kings against kings, and disciples against disciples. Brother Fardu, the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light Tribe, is very strong. I'll get my war pet to help you hold them back. Ha ha. The current young city lord of the Divine Thunder City laughed heartily and said, "All right." Eldest senior brother Fardu's expression changed slightly when he heard this name. He nodded heavily. It was a great humiliation for him to be killed by Wang Xian in an instant previously. However, Wang Xian's strength wasn't something he could handle. You'd better help me kill him. I'll go and kill the other disciples of the Thunder Light Tribe. Eldest senior brother Fardu bellowed at the young city lord with a bloodthirsty look in his eyes. It might be a little difficult to kill him, but I'm 80% confident. The young city lord of the Divine Thunder City smirked. The young city lord of the Divine Thunder City wasn't young anymore. He was the most outstanding and valued son of the city lord of the Divine Thunder City. Currently, he had the strength of a rank 9 Universe Venerable and his war pet had the combat strength of a rank 9 Universe Venerable. He was fully confident that he could defeat the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light Tribe. In fact, if he used his trump card, he might even be able to kill him. Ha ha ha, all right. Kill, 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 rumble. The eldest senior brother of the Great Layan Academy bellowed as he flew forward. He raised his thunderstaff and struck forward bolts of lightning. The disciples of the Thunder Light Tribe were right in front of him. The two parties were approaching each other and the battle had already begun. Kill them. Lei Yuntian stared ahead with bloodthirsty eyes as he roared at the disciples. Wang Xian squinted his eyes and the unbeginning sacred wings appeared behind him. Violent aura gushed out from his body. Ha ha ha. Let me challenge the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Ray Tribe and avenge brother Fardu. The young city lord of Divine Thunder City stared at Wang Xian and burst into laughter. He was riding a single-horned thunder beast. The thunder beast was tens of thousands of meters long, and its body was covered with thick dragon scales. He locked his eyes on Wang Xian and laughed maniacally. Brother, be careful. That's the young master of the Thunder City. He's at the 9th rank of the Venerable Realm and has a 9th rank battle pet. The group of disciples behind immediately reminded Wang Xian. I'll go kill him first, said Wang Xian with a faint smile. Crackle. Boom. As Wang Xian finished his sentence, He flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and disappeared instantly. At this moment, both sides were about 1 billion kilometers apart. This distance was already within the range of attack from both sides. Similarly, Wang Xian only needed a split second to cover this distance. When his figure disappeared, the disciples of the Thunder Light tribe behind him were slightly shocked. In front of him, the young city lord of Divine Thunder City, who had his eyes locked onto Wang Xian, also narrowed his eyes as he scanned the surroundings in shock. "Challenge me? You don't have the qualifications. Die." In the next moment, Wang Xian had already appeared in front of the young city lord of Divine Thunder City and was standing on the single-horned thunder beast. He looked at the young city lord of Divine Thunder City with a smile. His arm turned into a dragon claw and reached out. Boom. No. At this moment, the young city lord of Divine Thunder City was completely dumbfounded. He stared at Wang Xian in disbelief and horror, and his body was trembling violently. How did the big senior brother of the Thunder Light tribe appear in front of him in an instant? How could he exude such terrifying strength? This strength. Peak universe venerable realm? How could this be possible? Fart. However, after he let out a fearful roar, Wang Xian's dragon claw had already gripped his body. Bam! As Wang Xian stepped on the single-horned thunder beast with his right foot, a terrifying destructive force wreaked havoc in its body. With a claw and a kick, the young city lord of Divine Thunder City and his battle pet died instantly. Swish! In the next moment, he appeared in front of the big senior brother of the Great Lei Academy. A terrifying aura locked him in the void, rendering him immobile. 4 pairs of eyes met. The big senior brother of the Great Lei Academy, Fardu, was dumbfounded. His expression changed instantly and his eyes widened. You. He opened his mouth and was dumbfounded. At this moment, Wang Xian stood in front of all the disciples of the Great Lei Academy, Divine Thunder City, Purple City, and Liuyang City. It was as though one man could hold the pass against 10,000 enemies. "All of you can go to hell now." Wang Xian stood there and spoke with a beaming face. Roar! In the next moment, divine dragons flew out from his body one after another. There was a total of 9 divine dragons' shadows. The aura of the 9 divine dragons shrouded all the disciples of the Great Lei Academy in front of them. The demonic might of the divine dragon surged forward and crushed everything in front of him. No. How can this be? The aura of a peak universe venerable realm expert. He's a peak universe venerable realm expert. No, Dean, Laozu, save us. City Lord, save us. When the 9 divine dragons charged towards them, all the disciples of the Great Lei Academy screamed in despair. They were just a group of disciples and were not as strong as the army of their respective forces. But now, they were facing the attack of a peak universe expert. How could they resist? What made them even more terrified was that the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light race was so terrifying. Damn it! You Thunder Light race deserve to die. How dare you hide a peak universe expert? I'll make you pay 100 times the price. In the middle of the battlefield where the peak universe experts were, the battle had already erupted. The Thunder Light race was instantly suppressed. The city lord of the Divine Thunder City sensed the situation and roared ferociously when he realized that his son's aura had completely vanished. The Thunder Light race actually had a peak universe venerable realm expert hidden. Moreover, it was the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light race. This had completely caught them off guard. How can this be? The dean of the Great Lei Academy and the other peak universe venerables were shocked. When the battle erupted, they had already used powerful treasures to investigate. This was to prevent the Thunder Light race from hiding their strength and launching a sneak attack. They could guarantee that their detection methods would be flawless and all the experts would be able to detect them. But they did not expect a peak universe venerable realm expert to appear. And it was the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light race. Chapter 3404, Shock. At this moment, everyone's faces were filled with astonishment. Even the leader of the Thunder Light tribe and the rest widened their eyes when they sensed the situation. Holy crap! What's going on? The eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light tribe had unleashed the strength of a pinnacle universe venerable. This What else could they say? This was simply too heaven-defying. We've picked up a treasure. This was what the leader of the Thunder Light tribe and the rest were thinking. This was too fucking awesome. A pinnacle universe venerable. Even if they had to pay the price of a treasure like the Fire Spirit Pearl, it was worth it on the battlefield. Holy crap, that's our eldest senior brother? This is too strong. Pinnacle universe venerable. Our eldest senior brother is a pinnacle universe venerable. The group of disciples from the Thunder Ray tribe was shocked when they saw this scene from the back. He had killed the young city lord of the Divine Thunder City and his battle pet in an instant. Now, he was facing all the disciples of the Great Laiyan Academy alone. The horrifying attacks of the divine dragons had already engulfed them. With this move, the disciples of the Great Laiyan Academy would be severely injured or killed. At the same time, screams were heard. The first to bear the brunt of the attack was the eldest senior brother of the Great Laiyan Academy, Fardu. Just the aftershock of the 9 divine dragon phantoms was enough to cause his life force to disappear in an instant. The 9 divine dragons were like divine dragons that could destroy the world as they engulfed the disciples of the Great Laiyan Academy. In an instant, more than half of the disciples were killed. I'll kill you. Kill him. The city lord of the Divine Thunder City sensed that his outstanding son had been killed. His eyes were bloodshot as he abandoned the supreme elder of the Thunder Light tribe and charged towards Wang Xian. A model of a city was floating above his head. The entire city contained a majestic aura. Within the city, there were more than 20 acquired treasures floating in the air, and every single one of them was of the lightning attribute. This was a very special weapon. Although it wasn't an innate spiritual treasure, it was still exceptionally terrifying. The city lord of the Divine Thunder City flew towards Wang Xian with an invincible aura. His eyes were filled with violent killing intent. With such powerful treasures, he was confident that he could defeat this mysterious eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light tribe. Although the other party was strong, he was still very young. Eldest senior brother, be careful. The Divine Thunder City Lord is very strong. Wang Xian, be careful. The group of disciples and the Thunder Light Tribe Patriarch reminded loudly. However, the Thunder Light Tribe Patriarch and the rest could only watch on. They were completely entangled and could not provide support. How dare you kill a disciple of the Great Laiyan Academy? I'll kill you. The instant the Divine Thunder City Lord made his move, a peak universe supremacy from the Great Thunder Academy also made his move. Similarly, they charged towards Wang Xian. The 2 peak venerable powerhouses of the universe attacked. Wang Xian looked over and squinted his eyes. The 5 elements grindstone appeared above his head. Whoosh! He moved and headed straight for the city lord of the Divine Thunder City. Courting death. The eyes of the city lord of the Divine Thunder City were filled with sharpness. The various lightning treasures on the castle above his head released energy and blasted towards him. Crash! Wang Xian flapped his unparalleled sacred wings and dodged the lightning attacks rapidly. So fast. Seeing Wang Xian's speed, the city lord of the Divine Thunder City was shocked and his pupils constricted. Die! In an instant, Wang Xian came to the right side of the city lord of the Divine Thunder City. His arm turned into a dragon claw and smashed towards him. Courting death. The castle above the city lord of the Divine Thunder City glowed. Rays of acquired treasures flew out and covered Wang Xian completely. Wang. The 5 elements grindstone above Wang Xian's head trembled. Similarly, various weapons were formed on the grindstone and charged towards the city lord of the Divine Thunder City. Wang Xian did not retreat. Instead, he advanced and continued charging forward. Hold him back. Let's kill this guy. At this moment, an expert from the Great Laiyan Academy also charged over. He locked his gaze on Wang Xian and shouted at the city lord of the Divine Thunder City. All right. The city lord of the Divine Thunder City shouted. He focused his gaze and 2 rays of lightning shot out from his eyes. Wang Xian chuckled. Without slowing down, he waved his arm and a huge object appeared below him. A roar reverberated as the purple lightning snake floated in the void. He fixed his gaze on the expert from the Great Laiyan Academy. The thunder horn on his head released a purple light pillar and charged towards him. Rumble. A purple light pillar pierced through the entire void. Damn it. How is this possible? The expert from the Great Lei Academy sensed a terrifying aura the moment the purple lightning snake appeared. He stared at the purple light pillar and shouted in disbelief. A purple lightning snake at the pinnacle of the universe venerable realm. More importantly, the thunder horn on the head of the purple lightning snake made his heart palpitate. In the face of the purple lightning snake's attack, he quickly dodged to the side. Without any hesitation, the purple lightning snake swayed its huge body and attacked. It was surrounded by dense thunderbolts that slowly converged at the thunder horn. What? The City Lord of the Divine Thunder City was shocked when he saw the pinnacle of the universe venerable realm under Wang Xian and the expert from the Great Lei Academy being stopped. Rumble, rumble, rumble. At this moment, in front of him, the 5 elements grindstone collided with various treasures on the castle. The acquired treasures flew back to the castle one by one, and the lightning on them dimmed rapidly. The 5 elements grindstone's attack was still terrifying. How can this be? The City Lord of the Divine Thunder City was shocked again as he stared in disbelief at the treasures that were completely crushed. Swoosh. All of a sudden, he sensed Wang Xian's figure disappearing in front of him. This made his heart clench as he felt the threat of death looming over him. Fart. A sharp piercing sound was heard. He lowered his head and stared at his chest in horror. No. The City Lord of the Divine Thunder City was shocked. He shook his body and separated it from his body. He quickly dodged to the side. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The 5 elements grindstone in the sky released a wave of destructive energy that covered an area of hundreds of millions of kilometers like the River of Time. Within the River of Annihilation, the destructive force of the 5 elements surged into the City Lord's body through his wound and dissolved his vitality. He roared with a hideous expression. Swoosh, swoosh. That frightening explosion once again entered his ears, and panic and despair appeared in the eyes of the Divine Thunder City Lord. What a terrifying speed! What a powerful attack! How is this possible? He roared as he trembled and looked around with cold sweat all over his face. Chapter 3405. Bam, bam. With an explosion, Wang Xian appeared at the side of the City Lord of Divine Thunder City. He extended his dragon claws and clawed at the City Lord's upper body. The City Lord of Divine Thunder City screamed in agony as his upper body was grabbed. At this moment, his lower body, which was trying to escape, was locked down by the 5 elements grindstone. You think you can kill me with such strength? Hee, go down and accompany your son. Wang Xian stared at the City Lord of Divine Thunder City with disdain. He waved his arm and a destructive force surged into the City Lord's body. By the side, the 5 elements grindstone had also destroyed his lower body. The famous Thundercloud Domain's Divine Thunder City Lord had fallen. A pinnacle venerable of the universe had fallen. SSS. At this moment, the entire battlefield fell into an eerie silence. Everyone looked over in disbelief, and their faces were filled with shock. The City Lord of Divine Thunder City was dead. He was killed by the senior brother of the Thunder Light Race. He was the leader of the second strongest force in the Thundercloud Domain. He wasn't an ordinary pinnacle venerable. Yet, he couldn't even last a minute against the senior brother of the Thunder Light Race. How? How is this possible? He killed the City Lord of Divine Thunder City and he even has a powerful battle pet. City Lord. City Lord. The Dean of the Great Lei Academy and the other pinnacle experts were shocked when they looked over. An expert who could kill the City Lord of Divine Thunder City in an instant and had a pinnacle venerable battle pet. This would bring them great trouble. It was especially so for the experts and disciples of the Divine Thunder City. They were embarrassed to see their City Lord killed. That was their City Lord. He's so strong. He's even stronger than me. The leader of the Thunder Light Race looked over with excitement in his eyes. In a one-on-one situation, he could completely suppress the City Lord of Divine Thunder City. However, it would be extremely difficult to kill him. Yet, Wang Xian could kill him. More importantly, he had a pinnacle venerable battle pet. What else could he say when the battle pet had a carnate numinous treasure? He could only say that this was awesome. Ha ha ha, long live the senior brother. He's invincible. Eldest senior brother is invincible. Destroy these guys. All the disciples of the Thunder Light Race cheered excitedly when they saw Wang Xian slaying the city lord of the Divine Thunder City. In an instant, the morale of the Lightning Race soared. Wang Xian smiled faintly and moved instantly. His target was the pinnacle venerable from the Great Lei Yin Academy who was fighting with the Purple Thunder Snake. Damn it. Dean Fa, support me. When the expert saw Wang Xian charging towards him, he was horrified and immediately bellowed at the top of his lungs. Currently, he was completely suppressed by the Purple Lightning Snake. Now that the fellow who killed the Divine Thunder City's city lord was rushing over, he simply did not have the strength to resist. They could even be easily killed. This is bad. Hurry up and help the third ancestor. The headmaster of the Great Lei Yin Academy looked over and his expression changed drastically as he hollered. Kill, kill, kill. The Thunderlight tribe leader roared as he cleaved forward with the thunder axe in his hand. The might of a carnate numinous treasure seemed to be able to split the heavens and earth. Several grand elders immediately burst out with their most violent attacks, preventing them from going to help. Lightning Race, you guys are courting death. The headmaster of the Great Lei Yin Academy bellowed as his eyes revealed a violent murderous intent. Although the Thunderlight tribe leader and the rest tried their best to stop him, the Great Lei Yin Academy had the numerical advantage. Two pinnacle venerables immediately charged towards the experts of the Great Lei Yin Academy to support them. 2. That's not enough. Wang Xian smiled when he saw the two pinnacle venerables charging towards him. With a wave of his arm, the Five Elements grindstone charged towards the two pinnacle venerables. Atop the Five Elements grindstone, 5 divine dragons stretched out their bodies, and beams of elemental energy attacked them. What kind of treasure is that? How can it unleash such a terrifying attack? The two pinnacle venerables who were charging over felt the attack of the Five Elements grindstone and their expressions changed drastically. They could feel a threat from the Five Elements grindstone. The threat of death. This made them feel incredulous. This treasure wasn't controlled by anyone. How could it be so strong without anyone controlling it? Swoosh. The instant Wang Xian tossed out the Five Elements grindstone, he flapped his unbeginning saint wings and pushed his speed to the limit as he charged towards the expert who was fighting with the Purple Lightning Snake. Wang Xian's speed reached the other side in an instant. A greenish-purple shadow streaked across and attacked him. Headmaster, save me. Hurry and save me. That expert's heart skipped a beat when he saw Wang Xian's shadow. He wasn't a match for the Purple Lightning Snake one-on-one. Now that Wang Xian had joined forces with his terrifying speed, he wouldn't be able to last more than a few seconds. If the reinforcements were a step slower, he would die here. Damn it, how is this possible? Headmaster, this treasure is too strong. It can completely restrain the two of us. Upon hearing the third ancestor's fearful cry for help, the two pinnacle venerables who were supporting from the rear also yelled bitterly. They had actually been stopped by a weapon. Oh no. The headmaster of the Great Lei Yin Academy looked over. His eyes were about to pop out of their sockets. They originally had 18 pinnacle venerables on their side. However, the City Lord of Clay City wasn't here for some reason and the City Lord of Divine Thunder City was killed. There were 16 left. One was besieged by the Purple Lightning Snake and Wang Xian, while the other two were restrained by the horrifying treasure. They still had 13 on their side. However, now that the experts from the Thunder Light Race were frantically trying to stop them, they would need a few seconds to get away. Then, they would need at least 7 to 8 seconds to fly over to support them. I hope nothing happens. The headmaster of the Great Thunderclap Academy prayed in his heart. He stared at the two experts from the Divine Thunder City and said, "Go and support them. You must save the third ancestor of the Great Thunderclap Academy. We'll hold them off here." He yelled loudly. "All right." The two experts from the Divine Thunder City gritted their teeth and answered immediately. Now that they were on the same side, Wang Xian's appearance had completely disrupted their plans. Next, they mustn't have any pinnacle venerables perishing. Otherwise, they would be in deep trouble. Fight to the death. The headmaster of the Great Thunderclap Academy held his thunderstaff in his hand. The 9 light spots above his head were emitting purple radiance. Dong dong dong. The incomparably huge inborn cardinal treasure, Thunder Bell, let out a deafening sound. The 2 experts from the Divine Thunder City escaped and headed towards the 3rd ancestor of the Great Thunderclap Academy to support them. 2 isn't enough. Wang Xian sensed the situation over there and didn't let out a cold snort. He locked his gaze on the pinnacle venerables in front of him and attacked them directly. Chapter 3406. The besieged expert from the Great Lei Academy revealed a hideous expression when he saw Wang Xian charging towards him. His entire body was incomparably berserk, and he began to fight with his life on the line, risking his life to buy himself 10 seconds of time. Risking your life? Wang Xian squinted his eyes and said, "I'll give it my all then. Purple Thunder Snake, fight." He immediately gave an order. "You want to risk your life?" He had battle pets. The battle pet and the carnate numinous treasure would definitely kill the expert from the Great Lei Academy if they were to go all out. The purple lightning snakes would also be heavily injured. However, Wang Xian was still waiting for an opportunity to strike. It was uncertain if the purple thunder snake would be severely injured. Even if it was severely injured, Wang Xian had the vitality fluid to treat it. He fought with his life on the line, not panicking in the slightest. Upon hearing Wang Xian's order, the purple thunder snake hissed. Its eyes were filled with violent might. The thunder horn on its head shone brightly as it charged towards the 3 forefathers of the Great Lei Institute. This kind of battle was purely about risking their lives. Damn it! The 3rd ancestor of the Great Lei Institute gritted his teeth and tried to dodge to the side when he saw the frenzied attack of the purple lightning snake. He didn't dare to fight. He knew he couldn't win. However, the moment he dodged, Wang Xian's attack arrived. In the face of Wang Xian's terrifying speed, the only thing the 3 ancestors of the Great Thunderclap Institute could do was to defend with all their might. However, if he tried to block it with all his might, the purple lightning serpent's lightning horn would strike him. This was an unsolvable confrontation. If he were to face Wang Xian alone, he would be able to hold on for a minute if he was prepared to defend with all his might, let alone 10 seconds. But with the purple lightning snake, he had no way to block it. Because the purple lightning snake's attack was a desperate attack, if he didn't want to be heavily injured, he had to escape. So this was an attack that could not be avoided. Block it for me. The 3rd ancestor of the Great Lei Institute gritted his teeth and roared with all his might, setting up layers of powerful defense in front of him. Boom! At this moment, the purple thunder serpent landed on his defense. The powerful attack of the carnate numinous treasure broke through the defense of the 3rd ancestor of the Great Lei Institute. Moreover, relying on the advantage of the carnate spiritual treasure, he continued to attack downwards. "You're courting death." The 3rd ancestor of the Great Lei Institute shuddered at the sight. He gritted his teeth and struck at the head of the purple lightning snake. Boom! Due to the close distance and the fact that the purple lightning snake's attack was completely unguarded, the purple lightning snake's head was instantly struck. Hee. Wang Xian smirked when he saw the 3rd ancestor of the Great Thunderclap Institute retaliating in a frenzy. At this time, he had no better choice. Crash. Pu. Wang Xian's dragon claw arrived before the 3rd ancestor of the Great Thunderclap Institute and penetrated his body. Cough cough, cough cough. The 3rd ancestor of the Great Thunderclap Academy turned his head stiffly to look at Wang Xian. His face was filled with embarrassment and despair. Die. As Wang Xian spoke plainly, a surge of terrifying energy surged into his body from the dragon claw. The life force of the Great Lei Institute's 3rd forefather was quickly extinguished. Everything happened in 4 seconds. No, 3rd brother. The life force of the 3rd ancestor of the Great Lei Academy disappeared. When the experts of the Great Lei Academy saw this, their bodies trembled violently as they screamed. Another pinnacle supremacy of the universe had fallen. This was the 2nd pinnacle supremacy of the universe to die in the hands of Wang Xian. They didn't even manage to send reinforcements in time. Oh no! The 2 experts from the Divine Thunder City, who were flying over, narrowed their eyes as they witnessed this scene. A pinnacle supremacy of the universe couldn't even last for 10 seconds. The strength of the other party was simply too terrifying. The two of us aren't a match for the other party. Please send reinforcements. The 2 reinforcements from the Divine Thunder City bellowed. The other party could kill a pinnacle supremacy of the universe in an instant. In that case, the 2 of them wouldn't be a match for the man and snake. Please send reinforcements. Another pinnacle supremacy of the universe has been killed by Wang Xian, the leader of the Thunder Light tribe, and the rest were thrilled. They had a new understanding of Wang Xian's strength. Ha ha ha, another one has been killed. Big Senior Brother has killed another one. Big Senior Brother is invincible. Cheers continued to resound from the back. All the disciples of the Thunder Light tribe were extremely excited. At this point, the group of experts from the Great Lei-Yin Institute and the Divine Thunder City looked exceptionally grim. The battle had just begun and they had already lost 2 pinnacle experts. This was a huge blow to them. Fight! Wang Xian bellowed. With a wave of his arm, a large amount of vitality fluid landed on the head of the purple lightning snake. His figure flickered as he charged towards the 2 pinnacle supremacies of the Divine Thunder City. Scram! 3 more of you, go and stop that guy. The dean of the Great Lei-Yin Institute shouted to the surrounding experts. His eyes were bloodshot as he went berserk. At this point, they had to go all out. They had never expected the battle to start in such a manner. A big senior brother from the Thunder Light tribe had actually forced them to this extent. Kill. 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 The dean of the Great Lei-Yin Institute and the rest of the experts, who were originally prepared to suppress the Thunder Light tribe bit by bit, had no choice but to unleash their full strength. Among the 11 pinnacle supremacies of the universe, another 3 immediately attacked Wang Xian's purple thunder snake. Under such circumstances, there were only 8 experts fighting against 7 experts from the Thunder Light tribe. This greatly reduced the pressure on the leader of the Thunder Light tribe and the rest. Purple lightning snake, kill. Wang Xian commanded the purple lightning snake. With a swift move, he charged towards the group of pinnacle supremacies. With the help of the 5 elements grindstone, he alone could hold back 6 pinnacle supremacies. The purple lightning snake could also fight against 2 pinnacle supremacies. Together, they were fearless against 7 pinnacle supremacies. You must be tired of living. Surround him and kill him. The group of experts from the Great Lei-Yin Institute and the Divine Thunder City were not afraid at all. They were filled with murderous intent as they roared. You guys aren't qualified enough. Wang Xian's eyes were filled with disdain as he shook his body. Dragon transformation. Roar. Roar. A dragon roar reverberated in the void as Wang Xian swayed his massive dragon body and stared coldly at the 7 pinnacle supremacies. The 5 elements grindstone spun and surges of energy filled the surroundings. The purple lightning snake came to Wang Xian's side and locked its cold gaze on the enemy. Wang Xian was fighting 1 against 7. After all, weapons and war pets were considered his own strength. Sensing the might of Wang Xian and the rest, the group of pinnacle supremacies from the Great Lei-Yin Institute and the Divine Thunder City froze. They felt that they had met their match this time. The strength of the other party was too terrifying. Chapter 3407. Wang Xian swayed his huge body with the purple lightning snake by his side and the 5 elements grindstone hovering above his head. He moved and charged towards the group of experts from the Great Thunderclap Academy and Divine Thunder City. Kill him. I don't believe he can fight against the 7 of us. An expert from the Great Thunderclap Academy gritted his teeth as he sensed the aura of Wang Xian and the rest. They didn't believe that the Grand Senior Brother from the Thunder Light tribe could fight against the 7 of them alone. Kill. The 7 pinnacle supremacies of the universe roared and charged towards Wang Xian. Be careful, Grand Senior Brother. Be careful, Grand Senior Brother. The group of disciples from the Thunder Light tribe reminded Wang Xian loudly when they saw the 7 pinnacle supremacies besieging Wang Xian. Roar roar. Wang Xian let out a deep roar. The 5 elements grindstone above his head glowed brightly and beams of energy rushed towards them. The purple lightning snake lifted its head and charged forward. Wang Xian swayed his huge body and moved. He flapped his unbeginning saint wings and displayed a terrifying speed. Swoosh! The moment they surrounded him, Wang Xian had already arrived behind them with his terrifying speed. Soaring cloud mist. Wang Xian let out a deep roar. The surrounding clouds began to gather and covered a radius of more than 1 billion kilometers in an instant. All of them were shrouded in it. As they were surrounded by thunderclouds, the ability of the soaring cloud mist was even more terrifying. Within this space, everyone's vision was enhanced. Be careful. Expel these clouds. An expert from the divine Thunder City shouted. Boom. At this moment, a terrifying dragon tail swept across. Be careful. The surrounding experts roared. The face of the expert who was attacked changed slightly, and he hurriedly tried to defend himself. Bam! Fart! However, he was caught off guard and was sent flying by the powerful force. He spat out fresh blood. He's very fast. He must have an inborn spiritual treasure with him. Let's stick together. The expert who was sent flying immediately roared loudly with an ugly expression on his face. They had never imagined that they would be in a passive position when fighting against 7 alone. At this time, the purple thunder snake also rushed over, lightning raging on its body. The carnate spiritual treasure released a powerful lightning pillar that swept towards the experts. The 5 elements grindstone revolved and charged over as well. Block this powerful weapon and that lightning snake. Their expressions changed once again when they sensed the might contained within the 5 elements grindstone. Based on their senses, this 5 elements grindstone was even more terrifying than the strange eldest senior brother of the lightning race. The most terrifying thing about the Thunder Light race's eldest senior brother was his speed. The most terrifying aspect of the 5 elements grindstone lay in its attacks. All sorts of elemental weapon attacks overwhelmed them. Especially for those 2 peak universe supremacies. They had already witnessed the power of the 5 elements grindstone. Its frightening attack wasn't something that 2 pinnacle supremacies could resist. 4 experts faced off against the 5 elements grindstone and the purple lightning snake, while the remaining 3 pinnacle supremacies of the universe dealt with Wang Xian. Trap him. The 3 experts who were fighting against Wang Xian let out a furious roar. They stood in a triangle with their backs facing each other and stared at the surrounding void. Restraining thunderbolts and chains were held in their hands as they awaited Wang Xian's attack with a cold expression. Hee hee. Wang Xian chuckled. He didn't attack the 3 of them. Instead, he flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and launched a sneak attack on the flying purple lightning snake. Damn it, hold him back. The old man who had just collided with the purple lightning snake was pushed back. He sensed a terrifying force charging towards him and immediately shouted. Damn it, his speed is comparable to a pinnacle universe lord expert. It's impossible for us to stop him. The 3 experts who were huddled together were shocked when they saw this. Wang Xian's speed was very fast and he could maintain the upper hand. He could deal with 3 alone. Similarly, the 5 elements grindstone could deal with 3 alone. As for the purple lightning snake, it could deal with 2 alone. But now, the other party only had 7 pinnacle universe supremacies. Moreover, they didn't have any innate spiritual treasures in their hands. Under such circumstances, the other party wasn't a match for Wang Xian and the rest. They would be suppressed by Wang Xian and the rest. Perhaps it would be very difficult for Wang Xian to kill them. But if they were to fight for a day or 2, he could still find an opportunity to exhaust one of them. Once the balance was broken, the other party wouldn't be a match for him. Swish swish swish. Thunderbolt chains and ropes appeared behind him. Wang Xian had no choice but to give up on attacking that expert. He flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and left instantly. Phew. Sensing that the danger had disappeared, the expert heaved a heavy sigh of relief. He stared at the purple lightning snake in front of him and shouted, I'm not a match for this lightning snake. I'll be completely suppressed. Once the big senior brother of the Thunder Light race attacks me, I'll be in grave danger. Phew. How can this guy be so strong? Even the 7 pinnacle universe supremacies can't do anything to him. Upon hearing his words, the experts from the Divine Thunder City and the Great Lei-Yin Academy were extremely embarrassed. It was 7 against 1. Under such circumstances, They were in a passive position and completely led by the other party. This made them feel embarrassed and fearful at the same time. The strength of the other party was truly terrifying. Dean, the big senior brother of the Thunder Light Race, is very strong. We can only barely restrain him. An expert from the Great Leyin Academy bellowed in a low voice as he transmitted the information over to the Dean of the Great Leyin Academy. What? When Wang Xian and the rest were shrouded in clouds and mist, they couldn't sense the exact situation over here. However, for the experts from the Great Leyin Academy, the Divine Thunder City, and the Great Leyin Academy, wouldn't it be a piece of cake to deal with the big senior brother of the Thunder Light Race when it was 7 against 1? They had never expected such news to spread. 7 against 1, and they could only barely restrain him. This. Was the big senior brother of the Thunder Light Race really that strong? Could it be said that the strength of the big senior brother of the Thunder Light Race alone was comparable to the combined strength of the Thunder Light Race's patriarch and supreme elder? How can this be? How can he be so strong? The city lords of the Purple City and Luoyang City were shocked when they received the news. The reason why they had joined in to deal with the Thunder Light Race was because they were 100% confident. However, now that such an expert had appeared from the Thunder Light Race, it was basically impossible for them to defeat them. In that case, they would become mortal enemies with the Thunder Light Race from now on. Given the strength of the Purple City and Luoyang City, there was no way they could withstand the revenge of the Thunder Light Race. Chapter 3408. Ha ha ha, great. Our senior brother from the Thunder Light Tribe is truly invincible. He's strong. He's going against 7 pinnacle supremacies alone. Ha ha ha. The chief of the Thunder Light Tribe and the rest were thrilled upon hearing Wang Xian's words. They had not expected Wang Xian to be so invincible. After killing 2 pinnacle supremacies, he was still able to go against 7. That was too strong. Now that Wang Xian had helped them fend off 7 pinnacle supremacies, they only had to face 8 pinnacle supremacies. 7 against 8. Under such circumstances, the Great Leyin Academy and the other 3 major forces could forget about defeating the Thunder Light Tribe. This time, the crisis of the Thunder Light Tribe could be overcome. Next, it was time for them to take revenge. Kill. Our senior brother killed 2 pinnacle supremacies and didn't seem to be at a disadvantage against 7. Kill them. Kill them all. The members of the Thunder Light Tribe's army and disciples were all thrilled upon hearing the words of the experts from the Great Leyin Academy. With their morale boosted, their fighting strength also surged. On the other hand, the troops and disciples from the Great Leyin Academy, Divine Thunder City, Purple City and Luoyang City were all embarrassed. Their fighting spirit had been completely crushed. Wang Xian's appearance had killed millions of disciples. Now, he had displayed such terrifying strength. The disciples also knew that they had lost this time. It was especially so for the disciples from Divine Thunder City, Purple City and Luoyang City. This battle was already difficult to win and they would probably suffer the revenge of the Thunder Light Tribe. This was undoubtedly a nightmare for them. Director of the Great Leyin Academy, what should we do now? We can't break through the defensive line of the Thunder Light Tribe. The City Lord of Purple City transmitted a message to the director of the Great Leyin Academy with a gloomy expression. The director of the Great Leyin Academy was also changing his expression constantly. His face was gloomy as he sensed the violent attacks from the chief of the Thunder Light Tribe and the rest. 8 against 7. Although they had the upper hand, at least half of them would die if they were to fight to the end. They couldn't bear the consequences of killing 1,000 enemies while sacrificing 800 of their own. Whoosh whoosh. The director of the Great Leyin Academy scanned the surroundings. The disciples' battle wasn't one-sided. After all, this was the Thunder Light Tribe's territory. The Thunder Light Tribe had the geographical advantage, so killing 3 Thunder Light Tribe disciples would result in 2 losses on their side. It was not worth it at all. Damn it. We can't win at all. Let's retreat first. We can discuss this in detail after we retreat. The headmaster of the Great Leyin Academy gritted his teeth and said with a gloomy expression. The experts of Luoyang City, Purple City, and Divine Thunder City shuddered and nodded with dark faces. This was especially true for the Divine Thunder City, as the loss this time was simply too great. Even the city lord had died here. All disciples of the Great Lei Yin Academy, retreat. All disciples, retreat. The headmaster of the Great Thunderclap Academy roared out, his voice filled with unwillingness. It had not been easy for him to rope in a few large factions and find such an opportunity. However, he had suffered a crushing defeat because of a senior disciple from the Thunder Ray race. He couldn't accept this. But there was nothing he could do. Retreat. All disciples of Divine Thunder City, retreat. All disciples of Purple City, retreat. All disciples of Luoyang City, retreat. Orders rang out on the battlefield. Less than 5 minutes had passed since the start of the battle. They had no choice but to retreat at such a time. It was already impossible for them to achieve a great victory, and there was no need to continue fighting. Now that they had retreated, they discussed their next plan. Retreat. Hurry up and retreat. Phew. Damn it. We can't do anything to the Thunder Ray race this time. They will definitely take revenge on us next. How can the senior disciple of the Thunder Ray race be so strong? How can he fight against 7 people alone? The city lord of our Divine Thunder City has been killed by the senior disciple of the Thunder Ray race. He's too terrifying. The group of disciples from the army retreated as they bellowed in a low voice. The death of 2 Pinnacle Universe Venerables was a huge loss to them. Furthermore, the senior disciple of the Great Thunderclap Academy had also died. They had suffered too many losses in this battle. Next, they would have to face the revenge of the Thunder Ray race. Ha ha ha. A bunch of trash. Continue attacking us. Purple City, Luoyang City, Divine Thunder City, all your disciples better wait and see. I'll kill every single one of you in the future. The Thunder Ray race will definitely seek revenge for today's grudge. Just you wait. All the elite disciples of the Thunder Ray race shouted at them excitedly. They were especially prepared to take revenge on the elite disciples of the 3 great cities. Thunder Ray race, don't be too arrogant. You might have escaped today, but you won't be able to escape tomorrow. The dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy and the rest bellowed indignantly as they broke away from the leader of the Thunder Ray race and the rest. Retreat. At the same time, the 7 peak supremacies who were fighting with Wang Xian heaved a sigh of relief when they heard the order. The 7 of them immediately flew together and stared at Wang Xian warily as they retreated continuously. It was too frustrating to fight the senior disciple of the Thunder Ray race. The other party's speed was not something they could match up to. He could fight and sneak attack whenever he wanted and retreat whenever he wanted. They had no way of dealing with him. There's no need to chase after them. The Thunder Ray race will make them pay 10 times, 100 times more in the future. The leader of the Thunder Ray race shouted and ordered the disciples not to chase after them. Wang Xian did not chase after the 7 of them when he saw them retreating. It would be extremely difficult for him to hunt them down. The clouds disappeared and Wang Xian reverted to his human form. He hovered in the air and watched the 4 forces retreat. He looked behind him and flew towards the Thunder Ray tribe leader and the others. Wang Xian, big senior brother, the leader and supreme elder of the Thunder Ray race shouted when they saw Wang Xian flying over. The group of elders also flew over and greeted him as big senior brother. Their eyes were filled with joy, shock, and disbelief. At the same time, they suspected that the big senior brother of the Thunder Ray race was not as simple as he seemed. With such strength, he would be an expert even in the ancestral dragon lineage. Why did he come to the Thunder Ray race? With all their guesses, they looked at Wang Xian. Leader, elders. Wang Xian flew over and smiled at them. If you have anything to say, let's talk in the main hall. Thank you for this battle. If not for you, the Thunder Ray race might not have been able to survive this ordeal. The leader of the Thunder Ray race smiled and patted Wang Xian's shoulder as he spoke. All right. Wang Xian nodded his head. His strength had been exposed and there was nothing to hide. Moreover, he had returned a huge favor this time. Chapter 3409, Wang Xian, it's all thanks to you this time. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. I would like to thank you on behalf of the entire Thunder Ray race. In the main hall of the Thunder Ray race, a group of supreme elders, and tribe leader looked at Wang Xian and expressed their gratitude. Tribe leader, elders, and all of you have treated me well. I, Wang Xian, will not stand by idly. Wang Xian swept his gaze across them and smiled faintly. Ha ha ha, it seems like we have good foresight. I did not expect you to be so strong. The great elder laughed heartily before staring at Wang Xian and sighing. Wang Xian was recruited by him. Without that day's cause, he wouldn't have gotten such a good result today. Without Wang Xian, the Thunder Ray race would have lost at least half of their experts and disciples. Moreover, there was a high possibility that they would have been forced to retreat to the Blessed Lands. Given your strength, there's no need for you to join the Thunder Ray race, right? The tribe leader hesitated for a moment before asking. This was what the Thunder Ray race was most curious about. Given Wang Xian's strength, there was no need for him to join them. Wang Xian's current strength alone was enough to go against the entire Thunder Ray race. After all, it was too terrifying to fight against 7 people alone. Tribe leader, I originally came to the Thunder Ray race for the Thunder Feather. Back then, I did conceal some of my strength. However, I was only a level 9 universe venerable then. Wang Xian smiled. He did not hide anything and spoke bluntly. For the Thunder Feather? The Thunder Feather that I gave you back then? The great elder was slightly shocked as he asked. That's right. Initially, I did not intend to join the Thunder Ray race. I wanted to leave after I got it. Wang Xian smiled. That's a freak combination of factors. Perhaps this is the luck of the Thunder Ray race. The tribe leader smiled and said happily. Wang Xian nodded his head. If the great elder had not rewarded him with the treasure back then, the situation might have been different. Haha, this is the fortune of the Thunder Ray race. The experts of the Thunder Ray race were all smiles after knowing the outcome. They were already very satisfied with this outcome. As for other matters, were they still important? It was enough that Wang Xian could stand on their side and fight for the Thunder Ray race. Reporting to tribe leader. At this moment, an expert of the Thunder Ray race flew over and greeted respectfully. Is there any news? The Thunderlight tribe leader asked when he saw that the disciple was dressed in black. Patriarch, we are monitoring Liuyang City. We have already secretly set up a teleportation array. We can immediately teleport inside. We have already investigated the situation at the City Lord's mansion. However, the Liuyang City Lord and the Liuyang City Legion have yet to return. The disciple in black said. Humph, a puny Liuyang City dares to attack us? Courting death. A berserk killing intent flashed in the eyes of the Thunderlight tribe leader. Patriarch, shall we attack Liuyang City? Wang Xian looked over and raised his eyebrows. Some time ago, we discovered that Liuyang City was acting suspiciously, so we sent people to keep an eye on them. However, we didn't think that they would dare follow the Great Lei Academy to attack us. The Thunderlight tribe patriarch said coldly. Let's go, let's kill our way over and kill everyone in Liuyang City. His gaze swept across the surroundings as he spoke in an awe-inspiring manner. All right, patriarch, I will go with you. The 4 Thunder Ray race supreme elders immediately spoke up, their bodies filled with killing intent. Patriarch, do you still need me to go over? Wang Xian raised an eyebrow and asked. No need. The City Lord and the Legion have yet to return. There are no experts in Liuyang City. We can go over alone. The Thunderlight tribe patriarch shook his head. Wang Xian nodded. This wasn't dangerous or difficult. The Thunderlight tribe patriarch and the rest could handle it themselves. Wang Xian, I'll have to trouble you to keep watch over the Thunderlight tribe from now on. The Thunderlight tribe patriarch said to Wang Xian. No problem. Wang Xian nodded. I'll return to the palace first. Elders can inform me if there's anything. All right, Wang Xian, you can go and rest first. The group of supreme elders nodded. Wang Xian made a move and flew towards his own palace. Now that he had gathered all the resources needed to level up, his fighting strength would reach the First Order Universe Sovereign Realm after absorbing them. With such strength, he could easily kill his way to the Great Lei Academy and annihilate them. After settling all the troubles in the Thunderlight tribe, he could consider traveling to other places. When he returned to the palace, Wang Xian didn't have to hide anything this time. He transformed into his divine dragon form and started devouring the universe's sovereign realm divine fruits. Just as Wang Xian started to level up, the calamity of Luoyang City arrived. As one of the dozens of cities in the Thundercloud domain, Luoyang City was considered one of the stronger cities with pinnacle universe supremacies guarding it. When the residents of Luoyang City learned that their city lord and the Great Lei-Yin Academy were going to attack the Thunder Light tribe, the entire city was in an uproar. Those experts and disciples who weren't residents of Luoyang City tactfully left the city. This was because once a war broke out, they wouldn't rest until one side was dead. Especially when they were going to attack the Thunder Light tribe, which was 10 times stronger than Luoyang City. Some people were afraid of being implicated, so they left immediately. However, the real residents of Luoyang City didn't leave. This was because they believed in the city lord and understood that Luoyang City, the Great Lei-Yin Academy, and the Divine Thunder City were 100% confident in winning if they joined forces. Apart from the reduced human traffic in Luoyang City, there wasn't much of an impact. However, before the residents of Luoyang City knew about the situation on the battlefield, 5 pinnacle universe supremacies led by the Thunder Light tribe leader arrived. Annihilate everyone in Luoyang City. Leave no one alive. The Thunder Light tribe leader bellowed coldly. The 5 of them didn't show any mercy as they vented their killing intent in Luoyang City. This was the end of the world for Luoyang City. The terrifying attack caused the entire city to collapse rapidly. Only some people in the blessed land of the city lord residents managed to survive. The rest were all killed. This was the price they had to pay. Anyone who started a war had to pay the price of being annihilated. In less than 5 minutes, the entire city was reduced to ruins. The annihilation of Luoyang City immediately caused a huge commotion. Subsequently, news of the war with the Thunder Light tribe, the annihilation of Luoyang City, and the annihilation of Clyde City spread like wildfire in the Thundercloud domain and the surrounding regions. When they received the news, their faces were filled with shock. They had never expected that the war would be completely changed because of one person. Chapter 34:10, The Great Lei-Yin Academy, Divine Thunder City, Luoyang City, and Purple City besieged the Thunder Light tribe and were defeated. The big senior brother of the Thunder Light race appeared out of nowhere and killed the Divine Thunder City Lord and the Great Thunder Institute's old ancestor by himself. He fought against 7 peak supremacies of the universe. He's simply invincible. Given the strength of the Thunder race, they should have been no match for the Great Lei-Yin Academy and the other 3 great factions. However, the sudden appearance of the eldest senior brother of the Thunder race is too strong. Everyone thought that the Thunder Ray race was going to meet with a calamity in this battle. Who would have thought that such a supreme expert would appear? Just how strong is the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Ray race? After the news spread, all the experts in the Thundercloud domain and the nearby regions were dumbfounded when they saw the result. He was especially shocked by the strength of the Lightning race's eldest senior brother. Since when was the eldest senior brother among the disciples so terrifying? Was this really the eldest senior brother and not the ancestor of the Lightning race that had been hidden for billions of years? Isn't he a little too fucking strong? Just as everyone was shocked by the terrifying power of the Thunder Ray tribe's eldest senior brother, the news that Luoyang City had been destroyed by the Thunder Ray tribe quickly spread. Soon after, the news of Clyde City's destruction was confirmed. Some people even said that the person who had destroyed Clyde City was the big senior brother of the Thunder Light tribe. This shocked everyone once again. If Clay Cheng was included, there were already 3 experts who had died at the hands of the Thunder Ray race's eldest senior brother. This terrifying strength made him an invincible existence in the surrounding domain. The Great Lei-Yin Academy is going to be in trouble. The Great Lei-Yin Academy is still fine. They have a deep foundation and numerous powerhouses. They should be able to withstand the revenge of the Thunder Light tribe. However, the Purple City and the Divine Thunder City will be completely finished. The residents of the Divine Thunder City and the Purple City are in trouble. I don't know when they will suffer fierce retaliation. It seems like the people living in the Divine Thunder City and the Purple City are already fleeing. The 2 cities have succeeded in courting death. As for the Divine Thunder City and the Purple City, Many forces experts began to express their condolences. Now that the Thunder Ray race had produced such an expert, what else could they use to fight against them? Next, he would just have to wait for his revenge. However, at this moment, the disciples of the Thunder Light tribe started cheering. They bragged about their eldest senior brother on the universe AI. He boasted that his eldest senior brother was invincible and that he would definitely become a universe dominator level powerhouse in the future. Of course, they weren't bragging. All the disciples of the Thunder Ray race knew how old their eldest senior brother was, how talented he was, and how much potential he had. They were naturally proud of such a powerful and terrifying eldest senior brother. What do we do now? The big senior brother of the Thunder Light race is so powerful. They will definitely seek revenge on our divine Thunder City. When that time comes. Revenge. The Thunder Light race has already begun to take revenge on our Luoyang City. Our entire Luoyang City has already been destroyed. At the same time, as the Thunder Light tribe powerhouses were bragging about their eldest senior brother, the powerhouses from the Divine Thunder City, Purple City, and Luoyang City of the Great Thundersound Academy bellowed furiously. Especially Luoyang City, the entire city had been destroyed. Their foundation was basically destroyed in a day. The situation in Luoyang City could very well serve as an example for Divine Thunder City and Purple City in the future. The first senior brother of the Thunder Light race is too powerful. Once we split up, even your Great Thunderclap Academy won't be able to stop them. The City Lord of Purple City glanced at the Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy and the others as he spoke with a gloomy expression. The eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light race could fight against 7 pinnacle supremacies. This was practically the strength of all the pinnacle supremacies of the Great Thunderclap Academy. Coupled with the other 7 supremacies of the Thunder Light race, the Great Thunderclap Academy wouldn't be a match for them. When that time came, the Great Thunderclap Academy would also suffer a tragic revenge. We can't split up now. The Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy said with a similarly gloomy expression. We can't split up. Where can we guard if we don't split up? Can we guard our Divine Thunder City? An expert from the Divine Thunder City questioned with a solemn expression. The City Lord of Purple City also looked over. Their expressions were extremely ugly. They came from 4 factions, so they couldn't split up. This meant that they could only guard one area. What about the other 2 areas? Should they just give up? We have to defeat the Thunder Light race. We have to eliminate the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light race. The Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy glanced at them and clenched his lightning staff tightly as he spoke. Upon hearing his words, the expressions of the experts from Purple City, Divine Thunder City and the others changed. Dean, do you have any ideas? They looked at the Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy and asked helplessly. Now, they could only rely on the Great Thunderclap Academy's ideas. Otherwise, they could only flee for their lives. Either we invite a Universe Lord level expert to help us, or we have a Universe Lord level expert among us. The Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy's eyes shone as he gritted his teeth and spoke. Didn't your Great Thunderclap Academy obtain a Universe Lord level God tree this time? Will there be an expert from the Great Thunderclap Academy who can break through again? The City Lord of Flowing Yang City asked. The chances are slim. The Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy was expressionless. Now, there's only one way, and that is to invite experts from other factions over. Inviting a Universe Lord level expert over, let's not talk about the price we have to pay. Others might not even agree. The potential of the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light race is too terrifying. An expert from the Divine Thunder City said with a solemn expression. As long as there's a sufficient price, there will definitely be experts who will agree. Since we're already on the same line, let's not hold anything back. The Dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy swept his gaze across them and said with a solemn expression. If it was in the past, they might not be able to invite a Universe Lord level expert with their combined forces and resources. However, the Great Thunderclap Academy had a Universe Lord level God tree. This God tree could bear fruits of the Universe Lord level. One could imagine its value. It was also because of this God tree that the Great Thunderclap Academy and the others had ambushed the Grand Elder of the Thunder Light race. Because that god tree was enough for a faction of their level to start a war. If they used this god tree and large amounts of treasures, they had at least a 70% chance of getting help. Alright, but we have to completely suppress the thunder light race. Otherwise, it will be a disaster for us in the future. The city lord of Purple City gritted his teeth and replied, "That's natural. Now, either they die or we die. We have to cut off our means of retreat." The dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy had a cold expression as dense killing intent appeared on his face. "However, I believe that it will be the thunder light race that dies," he said in a heavy tone as his gaze swept across the experts from the 3 cities. Get ready. They had already been forced into a corner. Even if they had to pay a huge price, they had to suppress the thunder light race. Chapter 34:11. A First-Order Sovereign Realm God Tree, 41st Order Sovereign Realm God Fruits, 1 Xiantian Spiritual Treasure, and a large number of Venerable Realm Treasures. TSK, these resources are truly irresistible. The moment we make a move, we will become enemies with the Lightning Race. The Lightning Race isn't much, but the senior brother of the Lightning Race cannot be underestimated. Even if he has hidden his age, his strength and potential will be a huge threat. Indeed, if it's just the Lightning Race, we don't have to worry about them. We can just attack them directly. At the same time, 2 figures were sitting in an underground castle, weighing their gains and losses. We need some more treasures. If they are willing to take out more, we can take the risk. One of the figures hesitated for a few minutes before making a decision. The other figure nodded. Damn it, the Sand Race sent us a message. They said that we are offering too little and hope that we can add more things. Very quickly, the experts in the Great Lightning Institute, Divine Thunder City, and the others received the news. Don't worry, the Sand Race is just one of the forces we are looking for. If they aren't willing, the other forces might not reject us. The Great Lightning Institute's dean said with a gloomy expression. The rest of the group nodded and sat there quietly, waiting. Since they had reached such a stage with the Lightning Race, they had no qualms about inviting experts to help them. The price they were willing to pay was high enough. Even a First-Order Sovereign Realm expert would be tempted by it. They didn't believe that no one would agree. Buzz. Time passed bit by bit, and many forces directly rejected them. There was only one reason. The senior brother of the Lightning Race. They were afraid that if they failed to eliminate him, he would take revenge in the future. Boom. However, on the 3rd day, a black cloud suddenly appeared above the Great Layan Academy. The terrifying pressure caused the expressions of all the disciples in the Great Lightning Institute to change. Which lord has come to our Great Lightning Institute? The headmaster of the Great Thunderclap Academy and the others flew out immediately with a solemn look in their eyes. I'll accept your request. A voice came from within the black cloud, but no one could see the figure clearly. May I ask who you are? The dean hesitated for a moment before asking. You don't need to know. Don't forget your reward for helping you suppress the Lightning Race. The voice in the black cloud continued. Yes, sir. We wouldn't dare to neglect your treasures. The headmaster of the Great Layan Academy and the others were overjoyed and said excitedly. All right, when do we start? The voice in the black cloud asked directly. Sir, we need to make some preparations. We'll be taking action in 1 or 2 days. Would you like to come to our Great Layan Academy to rest first? The headmaster of the Great Thunderclap Academy asked respectfully. No need. The voice in the black cloud replied. Then please sign a cursed contract with the Great Thunderclap Academy. The headmaster of the Great Layan Academy's eyes flickered as he took out a black contract. This kind of cursed contract was somewhat similar to a cursed being, but it was even more mystical. Once the contract was signed, it had to be fulfilled. Otherwise, it would be attacked by the curse. No one dared to violate the contract, not even universe ruler level powerhouses. No problem. The expert in the black cloud didn't have any objections to this and directly agreed. The contract was completed very quickly. The principal of the Great Layan Academy and the others cupped their hands. I'll be counting on you 2 days from now. They spoke with excitement and respect. It's nothing. The figure in the black cloud said indifferently. The headmaster of the Great Thunderclap Academy and the others exchanged glances before returning to the Great Hall. I wonder which faction's expert found out about us. The City Lord of Purple City said with a smile. I don't know. The other party purposely hid his identity to not let others know of his power. Keek, this doesn't affect us much. The cursed contract has already been signed. Everything will go according to the contract. The headmaster of the Great Thunderclap Academy said with a smile. They weren't too curious or suspicious towards a first-order ruler expert that didn't want to show his face. If the other party didn't show his face, the lightning race wouldn't know who the other party was. This was also to prevent the lightning race from taking revenge. After all, if a pinnacle supremacy targeted a power, that power wouldn't feel good. If the other party killed your disciple, the experts of your race couldn't possibly guard the area, right? Yes, Headmaster, the news of us using a large sum of money to request reinforcements has been spread. At this time, an expert from the Great Thunderclap Academy looked at the AI and said, Ignore it. The three of you should prepare yourselves. We will return in 2 days. This time, we will suppress the lightning race. The treasures to suppress them have already been prepared. Don't worry, we are already fully prepared. The headmaster of the Great Thunderclap Academy ignored him and ordered. The experts from Purple City and Luoyang City immediately responded. Patriarch, not long ago, a terrifying black cloud appeared above the Great Thunderclap Academy. The exact situation is unknown. On the AI, someone spread news that the Great Thunderclap Academy and the other powers had used a large sum of money to invite their race's experts to help. They were rejected. At this time, the lightning race had already received some news about the Great Thunderclap Academy and the AI. The lightning race had spies in the Great Thunderclap Academy and the AI, so they were able to obtain some basic information. The news on the universe AI was clearly purposely spread by some people. As for why it was spread, no one knew. They're cornered. The patriarch of the lightning race had a solemn expression on his face. In the past, the lightning race and the Great Thunderclap Academy had always been at each other's throats. However, neither side had been able to eliminate the other. The main reason was that neither side had Universe Lord level combat power. Furthermore, given their foundations, they were unable to invite Universe Lord level helpers. However, things were different now. They had 4 powers and many treasures. Coupled with the God Tree, the other party might really be able to invite Universe Lord level helpers. Immediately announce that this is a war between the Lightning Race and the Great Thunderclap Academy. If there are any powers, even if we have to fight to the death, we will take a bite. The Lightning Race Patriarch said with a solemn expression. They could only use this method to warn the powers and experts that wanted to interfere. Yes, Patriarch. The other experts of the Lightning Race also knew the severity of the situation and nodded their heads heavily. After this calamity, I'll definitely kill those bastards from Divine Thunder City, Purple City, and Luoyang City. One of the Grand Elders roared furiously. Chapter 34:12. The Great Lightning Academy is cutting off all means of retreat. They're paying a huge sum of money to invite a Universe Lord for help. Will anyone be willing to help? It's hard to say. If the 4 factions can bring out precious treasures, they might be able to invite them. The Lightning Race has already announced that they will attack anyone who dares to help the Great Lightning Academy. TSK, the Great Lightning Academy, Purple City, Luoyang City, and Divine Lightning City are at their wits' end. The moment they can't resist the Lightning Race, they will be met with terrifying revenge. Unless the 4 factions can form a single faction, is that possible? On the AI, the factions surrounding the Lightning Cloud domain were discussing fervently. The Lightning Race and the Great Lightning Academy were both major factions. In addition to the Divine Lightning City, their battle was the focus of everyone's attention. The Great Lightning Academy had suffered a huge defeat in the first battle. The Lightning Race's first senior brother had appeared. He was a pinnacle universe supremacy with a powerful battle pet. This kind of strength shocked everyone. Now that the Great Lightning Academy wanted to defeat the Lightning Race, they needed an expert to suppress the first senior brother. To be on the safe side, they needed a Universe Lord with the combat power of a First Order Universe Lord. Just as everyone was discussing, 2 days later, they saw the Great Lightning Academy, Divine Lightning City, Purple City, and Luoyang City move again. At the entrance of the Great Lightning Academy, the armies of the 4 factions were rapidly flying towards the lightning race. The Great Lei-in Academy and the other 3 great forces imposing manner immediately attracted the attention of the experts from the other forces. This caused them to be extremely shocked. What's going on? The Great Lightning Academy and the other 3 factions are sending their armies again. Is this because they have full confidence? Could it be that they invited a universe ruler level powerhouse for this expedition? They managed to invite one in such a short period of time? What kind of price did they pay? This is really surprising. The Great Lightning Academy is sending out their armies again so quickly. They must have a trump card. Countless people were discussing and paying attention to the situation of this battle. The armies of the 4 factions were moving. A black cloud hovered in the sky. The lightning race was the first to receive this news. Their faces were unusually solemn. Patriarch, what do we do now? For them to attack so quickly, they definitely have a powerful trump card. It's very likely that they are universe ruler level powerhouses. The Grand Elders of the Thunder Ray tribe had ugly expressions on their faces as they gathered together to discuss. Have all the clansmen and disciples retreat to our blessed paradises. The defenses of the blessed paradises should be able to hold on. The leader of the Thunder Light tribe had a grave expression on his face. If they were to use their entire race's strength and their grotto heavens and blessed lands, they would be able to withstand the attack of a first-order sovereign. However, if the Great Thunder Academy really invited a universe ruler level powerhouse, the Thunder Light race would be in deep trouble. That's right. Let's retreat to the blessed land first and see what the lightning race's trump card is. If they have really invited a universe ruler level expert, there will be no need for us to resist. We can just seclude ourselves in the blessed land and wait for an opportunity. The Thunder Light race's first Supreme Elder said. Such an outcome would definitely have been disastrous for the lightning race in the past. It could even have been devastating. But it was different now. They had Wang Xian, a purebred divine dragon, had the battle strength of a pinnacle universe supremacy. They were confident and had a premonition that Wang Xian would be able to break through to the universe ruler level soon. At the very most, their entire race would seclude themselves for hundreds of millions of years. When Wang Xian broke through, it would be their time to retaliate. Therefore, they could accept retreating to the blessed enclave. First Elder, please inform Wang Xian to come over. We will ask him if he wants to enter the blessed land with us or leave and wait for him to break through to save us. The leader of the Thunder Light tribe said. All right. The First Elder nodded his head and immediately flew towards Wang Xian's residence. Regardless of whether Wang Xian entered the blessed land with them or cultivated elsewhere, the Thunder Light tribe wouldn't have any objections. After all, they were relying on Wang Xian now. Wang Xian, who was absorbing resources in the palace and preparing to advance, was taken aback when he heard the news from the First Elder. He followed the First Elder into the main hall and raised his eyebrows when he heard the news from the leader of the Thunder Light tribe. Leader, how long more before they arrive? He asked. About 4 days. They have set up a teleportation array along the way. The leader of the Thunder Light tribe replied. Leader, let's go outside. I'll wait for an opportunity to strike. Wang Xian didn't say much to them. Sure, but you have to be careful. We suspect that the Great Lei-in Academy has invited experts of the Universe Lord level. When the time comes, we will leave the First Elder and 2 Supreme Elders to hide outside. You can contact them when the time comes. The leader of the Thunder Light tribe said. Wang Xian nodded his head. The resources in his hands could be converted into dragon energy in less than 10 days. When that time came, the problem of the Thunder Light tribe should be solved easily. Of course, if the other party could invite experts of the First Order Universe Lord level or above, Wang Xian wouldn't be able to do anything. However, the possibility of that happening was slim. All right. Rest assured, Patriarch. This crisis will be over very soon. Wang Xian chuckled. Haha, we believe you. With you around, we will feel much more at ease. The leader of the Thunderlight tribe and the rest chuckled. I'll return to the palace first. Patriarch, you guys can handle your own matters. Don't worry about me. Even a first-order sovereign realm expert can't do anything to me. Wang Xian spoke a few more words to them before leaving. As for the Thunderlight tribe, he was not anxious. The lightning race had been established for a long time, and they had a solid foundation. Even a first-order sovereign realm expert could forget about destroying them. As for the rest, he would just have to wait until he broke through. Wang Xian did not feel nervous at all. He returned to the palace and continued to level up. While he was improving rapidly, the armies of the Great Lei Academy and the other 3 factions had already arrived in front of the Thunderlight tribe. Ha, you don't dare to come out anymore? Ha. The dean of the Great Thunderclap Institution and the rest laughed out loud when they saw that the Thunderlight tribe did not dare to accept the challenge. Kill your way in. Those bastards from the Thunderlight race are already afraid. The city lord of the Purple City bellowed, and the army charged straight into the interior of the Thunderlight tribe. After entering, they still did not encounter any resistance. The Great Lei Academy was also very unbridled. Because they had experts. He had confidence. Chapter 34:13, There's no resistance at all. It seems like the lightning race has guessed that we have an expert on our side. They aren't stupid. They should have guessed it. However, this is good too. As long as we suppress them in the Blessed Lands, it will be enough. Humph, I was hoping that the lightning race would attack us. Within the interior of the lightning race, the experts from the 4 factions entered the inner area. They scanned their surroundings. The interior of the lightning race was filled with empty buildings. There wasn't a single person in sight. This made the experts from the Great Lightning Academy feel slightly displeased. If the Thunderlight race were to ambush them now, this was what they wanted to see the most. After all, the Lord above would only act if they acted. Let's continue. Right now, everyone from the lightning race should be holed up in their main hall. There are 3 blessed paradises there. The Great Lightning Academy's dean barked as they continued forward. When the Great Lightning Academy entered the interior of the lightning race, the various factions outside, as well as the patriarch of the lightning race in the main hall, received the news. All the experts and disciples of the lightning race were gathered in front of the main hall. They stared coldly at the scene in front of them. Patriarch, the only thing we need to confirm is whether there are experts hiding in the black clouds above the Great Lightning Academy. The Grand Elder of the lightning race stared at the black clouds on the screen. According to the lightning race's detection methods, the 4 factions were within their line of sight the moment they entered. What was different from before was that there was a black cloud in the sky above the 4 forces. This black cloud was also what the Thunderlight tribe was worried about. They had to find out if there were any first-order universe sovereigns within the black cloud. However, even if they wanted to find out, they would wait until the other party arrived. Otherwise, what if there were first-order universe sovereigns within the black cloud? That would definitely be a one-way trip. Once the other party arrives, attack immediately. The lightning race patriarch barked coldly. The lightning race's army had yet to enter the Blessed Lands. They wanted to conduct their final test. Before confirming that the other party had a universe sovereign, they wouldn't give up. Time passed slowly as the 4 factions rushed towards the lightning race's main hall. The opponent is about to appear within our attack range. Once he appears, attack with all your might. Let's attack the black cloud in the sky and directly burst out with our strongest attack. As the 4 factions got closer and closer, the Thunderlight tribe leader instructed a group of disciples and a few Grand Elders. Yes. The group of disciples immediately responded, and several Supreme Elders also nodded their heads heavily. Ha, Thunder Ray tribe, you are really a bunch of trash. You actually dare to hide here and not come out. Before the voices of the 4 major powers could be heard, the principal of the Great Lei Academy's voice was heard. Ha, desperate old donkeys. If there were only the 4 great factions, our Thunderlight tribe would be able to annihilate all of you one by one. The Thunderlight tribe patriarch stared ahead with a murderous look on his face. Kill us. Then let's see who will eliminate who. The headmaster of the Great Thunderclap Academy roared furiously. Attack! At this moment, the Thunderlight Tribe's patriarch saw that the other party had already appeared within their attack range. Boom, boom, boom! All the members of the Thunderlight Tribe didn't hesitate as countless energy surged forward in torrents. The attacks of the Thunderlight Tribe's patriarch and the rest locked onto the black cloud. Kill! The principal of the Great Thunderclap Academy roared with a murderous look. The disciples of the four factions immediately launched their attacks. A cold snort came from within the black cloud as a terrifying wave of energy swept forward. This black energy was like a black wave that easily wiped out the attacks of the Thunderlight Tribe's patriarch and the rest. Furthermore, it continued on its way towards them at a terrifying speed. This is bad, there really is a universe ruler level expert. Retreat, all disciples retreat into the blessed land. The Thunderlight Tribe's patriarch roared with an ugly expression on his face. Retreat. The rest of the disciples had already made their preparations as they immediately retreated. Boom. However, the speed of the black wave was too terrifying. Some of the weaker disciples didn't manage to dodge in time. Blood-curdling screams filled the air. This time, more than 100,000 Thunderlight Tribe disciples died. This was under the condition that they were fully prepared. A first-order universe ruler wasn't a match for them, damn it. The faces of the Thunderlight Tribe's patriarch and the rest sank when they saw this scene. Against such an expert, they could only retreat helplessly. Buzz. Just as they retreated into the Blessed Lands, the defensive array of the Blessed Lands was activated. Following which, the Blessed Lands attack began to brew. This was the final trump card of the Thunderlight Tribe in the Lightning Cloud domain. Its powerful defense was something that even a first-order universe ruler wouldn't be able to break through. Such a powerful attack could kill pinnacle experts in the universe. Hiding so quickly? Thunderlight Tribe, you guys are really a bunch of trash. The city lord of the Purple City snorted coldly. Our Thunderlight Tribe will remember today's enmity. Also, that expert hiding in the black cloud. You dare to attack us, but you don't dare to reveal your identity. Who would have thought that a first-order universe ruler would be such a coward? How ironic. The Thunderlight Tribe's Grand Elder said coldly as he stared at the black cloud with deep disdain. That's right. What dogshit expert. He said that our Thunderlight Tribe is a coward. What about you? You are so strong yet you don't dare to show your face. What a coward. Ha ha ha. One of the elders who had arrived later also scolded. Since they had already become enemies and the Thunderlight Tribe had been forced to such a state, they didn't have much to fear. The group of experts from the Thunderlight Tribe scolded. However, there was no movement from within the black cloud. Those who could cultivate to this level were all old freaks with billions of years of living memory. Their skin was extremely thick. They naturally wouldn't take this bit of insult to heart. Of course, only he knew whether he was angry or not. Sir, the defenses of the Thunderlight Tribe's blessed lands shouldn't be too strong. We can try to attack it. The Great Lightning Institute's dean's gaze was ice-cold as he cupped his hands towards the black cloud. If they could break through the Thunderlight Tribe's defenses, they would be able to save on the treasures needed to suppress this place. All right. The voice from within the black cloud sounded without any hesitation. Clearly, he was filled with killing intent towards the Thunderlight Tribe's insults. Chapter 34:14. Attack. All disciples, attack immediately. Destroy their defense. A deafening roar reverberated in front of the main palace of the Thunderlight Tribe. Following which, a series of terrifying attacks were brewing in the sky. Defend. Inside the defensive formation, all the elite disciples of the Thunderlight Tribe channeled their energy into the array formation and added another powerful layer of defense on top of it. Boom, boom, boom. Terrifying collisions were heard. In the sky above, the black cloud moved rapidly. Like a pitch-black wave, it crashed towards the defense of the Thunderlight Tribe at a terrifying speed. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The defense of the Thunderlight Tribe began to vibrate violently and ripples appeared. Fortunately, the defense of the Thunderlight Tribe managed to withstand it. The heavenly abode had been managed by the Thunderlight race for close to 10 billion years, and the foundation of the heavenly abode had been strengthened. It wouldn't be that easy to destroy it. Boom, boom, boom. The black cloud didn't give up. Attacks after attacks landed on the defense of the Thunderlight tribe. The entire defensive array shook violently. However, that line of defense didn't break. It's fine as long as they can withstand it. At the same time, in the palace where Wang Xian resided, he muttered to himself as he watched the scene in front of the main palace through the array formation in front of him. This array formation was installed by the Thunderlight tribe to make it easier for him to understand the situation. After seeing that there weren't any major problems, he continued to absorb resources. Soon, he was going to break through. It can't be broken. In front of the main palace of the Thunderlight tribe, the dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy and the rest looked grim as they witnessed the terrifying attacks of the black cloud. All we can do now is to suppress them completely and take out the treasures that are suppressing them. The dean of the Great Thunderclap Academy ordered immediately. In the sky, the black cloud attacked more than 10 times. Knowing that he couldn't break the defense, he gave up and returned to the back. He floated in the air and exuded a terrifying aura. Trying to break the defense of the Thunderlight tribe? That's just wishful thinking. When we come out, it will be the day of our revenge. That will be the start of your disaster. The leader of the Thunderlight tribe bellowed with a murderous look. TSK, don't even think about coming out. You will be suppressed here forever. The city lord of Liuyang City bellowed coldly. Suppress. Set up the death zone water. Seal the perimeter. A series of orders rang out. Soon after, streams of deathly pale water were released and surged into the surroundings. One after another, he placed the sealed treasures into the dead zone's water. The water of the dead zone was just like its name, it could create a dead zone. He couldn't sense any attributes in the water, so he could only use his physical strength. The water of the dead domain was exceptionally hard to cut off. Many of the suppressed sects used the water of the dead domain. Naturally, he would need the help of other treasures. Even if the Great Lei-Yin Academy didn't know how to set up formations, they could still suppress the Thunder Light Race completely. Even if the outside world wanted to destroy it, it would be very difficult. Of course, there was a limit. A First-Order Sovereign Realm expert could still destroy the barrier if he wanted to. All kinds of suppressive objects were scattered in the surroundings, and the suppressive technique began to be set up. At the same time, on the Universe AI, news of the Lightning Race being suppressed had spread. The Great Lightning Academy and the other 3 factions have invited First-Order Universe Sovereigns as helpers. The Lightning Light Race doesn't even dare to fight. They are being suppressed. The Great Lightning Academy still lost. Even Big Senior Brother is useless against a Universe Sovereign Realm expert. What a pity. In the end, the Great Thunderclap Academy's strength and foundation are stronger. After all, the 4 great factions have joined forces. The Thunderlight tribe is doomed this time. I wonder if the Big Senior Brother of the Lightning Light Race is hiding or being suppressed. What a pity. Ha ha ha, that's great. The Lightning Light Race can be arrogant. With the 4 of us joining forces, we can easily suppress them. So what if he's the Big Senior Brother of the Lightning Light Race? There will be no Lightning Light Race in the future. On the Universe AI, the experts and disciples of the various factions were commenting. The disciples and citizens of the 4 factions naturally cheered. From now on, there would probably be no more Lightning Light Race. As for whether they could escape in the future, the chances were too low. The Lightning Light Race had completely quietened down. Time passed day by day, and the suppression was still ongoing. That black cloud didn't leave. According to the contract, he could only leave after the Lightning Light Race was completely suppressed. The suppression wasn't something that could be completed in a day or 2. It would require at least a month's time. As time passed, Wang Xian's dragon energy was also increasing rapidly. Boom. On this day, within the palace that Wang Xian resided in, a horrifying aura surged towards the surroundings. Ding. Congratulations to the host for leveling up to level 4 Universe Venerable. You have comprehended the Dharma laws, mighty heavenly dragon. The voice of the system sounded. In the center of the palace, Wang Xian's dragon body shone with dazzling 9-colored radiance. Name, Wang Xian Race. Yin Yang Wind Lightning 5 Elements Divine Dragon, one with the dragon. Level, Universe Venerable Rank 4, Divine Dragon Transformation 9th Transformation, Origin, 1%, 99% required for next breakthrough, Magic, Dominate the aquatic creatures. Dominate any aquatic creatures lower than your own level, devour living things to extract the source, control of the 5 elements cultivation technique, Divine Dragon Transformation Divine Powers, Soul Capture, Spirit Attachment Nomological Divine Abilities, Dragon Eye Lock, 5 Elements Dragon Claw, Yin Yang World Breaker, 8 Luminaries Dragon Scale, Holy Dragon Shadow, 8 Divisions of the Heavenly Dragon, Dragon Tomb, Soaring Cloud Dragon, True Dragon Bodhidharma Form, 8 Directional Dragon Pillars, 8 Dragon Clones, Towering Dragon Horns, Mighty Heavenly Dragon Law of Mastery, Metal, Wood, Water, Fire, Earth, Light, Darkness, Wind, Lightning Divine Kingdom, Dragon Palace Possessed Dragon Palace, acquired. Dragon Palace members, 196-4450. Wang Xian could not help but let out a deep roar. The powerful roar shook the heavens and earth. The entire sky changed color. He had broken through. A Universe Venerable Rank 4 could kill a Universe First Order Sovereign Rank Expert by 7 ranks. Now that he had entered the Universe Lord rank, he had stepped into the ranks of the strongest experts in the universe. Wang Xian let out another excited roar. The surrounding thunderclouds condensed into the form of a divine dragon. I've broken through. Time to settle the trouble with the lightning race. Wang Xian smiled faintly as he transformed into his human form. At the same time, at the main palace of the lightning race, the dean of the Great Thunderclap Institute and all the experts and disciples were setting up a suppression technique. They suddenly sensed an energy that made their hearts palpitate coming from their right. Send someone to investigate. The dark clouds moved slightly as a voice traveled over. Could it be the experts of the lightning race causing trouble? Let's investigate immediately. The 2 old ancestors of the Great Thunderclap Institute frowned as they leaped onto the back of the Thunder Lion. Roar roar. The Thunder Lion galloped forward to investigate immediately. Chapter 34:15, 2 Thunderous Lions and 2 Pinnacle Universe Supremacies from the Great Laiyan Academy. They rode on the Thunderous Lions and flew towards the right. Continue. The Great Laiyan Academy's director did not pay too much attention as he continued with the suppression. They had Universe Lord level experts on their side, so they did not have to worry about anything else. There should be some experts from the Thunder Light race who did not enter the Grotto Heaven and hid in other places. That's right. We did not see the big senior brother from the Thunder Light race, and the 2 supreme elders from the Thunder Light race did not appear either. They should be hiding outside. Humph, once we suppress this side, they can forget about breaking through. On the Thunderous Lions, the 2 Pinnacle Universe Supremacies from the Great Laiyan Academy flew towards the right quickly as they surveyed their surroundings. The big senior brother from the Thunder Light race was the biggest problem for them. However, once they suppressed this place, they could send people to guard this place. The big senior brother from the Thunder Light race would be useless. However, they had to be careful of the other party's revenge in the future. As for Purple City, Luoyang City, and Divine Thunder City, the 3 major forces would move their cities over here. When that time came, there was nothing to worry about. At the same time, in front of them, Wang Xian was flying towards them rapidly. His eyes flickered as he saw the 2 Thunderous Lions and the 2 experts from the Great Laiyan Academy flying over. He smiled. Before he broke through, he was able to kill a Pinnacle Universe Venerable when he was least expecting it. What about now? Crackle. Wang Xian pushed his speed to the maximum. He flapped his unbeginning sacred wings and charged over at a terrifying speed. What's that? The 2 patriarchs from the Great Laiyan Academy who were riding on the Thunderous Lions were shocked when they felt a light in front of them. However, they felt death enveloping them in the next moment. They widened their eyes as they vaguely saw a familiar figure. Fut fut fut. The sound of something being penetrated was heard. Wang Xian squinted his eyes as his body gradually stopped in the void. Behind him, the Thunderous Lions stopped and the 2 patriarchs from the Great Laiyan Academy froze. Following which, their vitality dissipated and they fell to the ground. Hee. Wang Xian chuckled as he waved his arm and kept their corpses. With his current strength, He could easily kill a pinnacle universe venerable. After killing the 4 experts in an instant, Wang Xian continued to fly forward without any hesitation. He hid himself slightly. In less than 5 minutes, he arrived at the front of the main hall. In front of the main hall, the Great Lei-Yin Academy and the other 3 great forces were suppressing them. His gaze fell on the black cloud. Within the black cloud, there was a first-order sovereign realm expert with the combat power of a universe sovereign. This was the only existence that could make Jian Yun worry. As long as this guy was killed, all the problems would be solved. Now, the Great Lei-Yin Academy and the other 3 factions were nothing to worry about. Dragon Eye. Wang Xianlong's eyes lit up as he looked into the dark clouds. In his line of sight, the dark clouds were slowly penetrated, and a black shadow stood there. The shadow was like a skeleton. It was about 3 meters tall and held a pitch-black staff in its hand. Below him, dozens of heads formed a lotus platform, and he stood there motionlessly. Is this his true appearance? Which race are they from? Wang Xian's eyes flickered as he looked at the figure in front of him. He hid his figure and slowly approached. Huh! Just as Wang Xian approached, he suddenly saw the back of the figure's head emitting a glow. A pair of blood-red glasses opened, and a face appeared behind the figure's head. The blood-red eyes kept twitching as it sized up the surroundings. Have I been discovered? Wang Xian's eyes narrowed. The other party should have been in a state of vigilance. That was why he could discover him from such a distance. Do it. At this moment, Wang Xian did not hesitate. Facing a first-order sovereign realm expert, Huang Xiaolong did not hesitate as he charged forward. Wang Xian's current speed was terrifying. Even a pinnacle supremacy realm expert could not see him clearly. Swoosh! With a soft explosion, Wang Xian appeared in front of the black cloud. The unbeginning saint wings flapped, and he charged in. Boom! A loud explosion was heard, and the figure in the black cloud appeared in front of Wang Xian. The black cloud condensed into a sharp spike, and it pierced towards Wang Xian. Wang Xian's figure flickered slightly, and he dodged the terrifying attack. His arm turned into a dragon claw, and he tore at the thundercloud. BZZT BZZT BZZT. A sound of collision was heard, and Wang Xian's dragon claw was slightly numb. This thundercloud isn't simple. It should be an inborn spiritual treasure. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes. Who are you? Within the black cloud, the 3-meter-tall and skinny figure holding a magic staff asked Wang Xian sternly. Who are you? Wang Xian sneered as he asked the figure in the black cloud. What's happening? What's going on? Is someone fighting with that lord? The sudden terrifying energy from the black cloud made everyone's expression change. They immediately looked over, and their faces were filled with horror. Oh no, a universe lord expert has appeared. What's going on? Could it be an expert invited by the lightning race? The Great Lei-Yin Institute and the rest looked over, and their faces darkened as they growled. If you don't want to be my enemy, get lost. Within the black cloud, the figure stared at Wang Xian with blood-red eyes, and warned him with murderous intent. Ha ha ha, you want me to get lost? This is the lightning race. You want me to get lost? Since you guys like to stay here, then stay here forever. Upon hearing the words of the figure in the black cloud, Wang Xian burst into laughter. His body flickered, and the 5 elements grindstone appeared in his hand. In an instant, he appeared in front of the black cloud. Wang. The energy of the 5 elements was injected into the 5 elements grindstone, and a terrifying attack was launched towards the black cloud. Without Wang Xian's control, the 5 elements grindstone could slay pinnacle universe lords. With his support, it was even more terrifying. The destructive energy collided with the black cloud, tearing a hole in it. Black cloud wave slash. The figure in the black cloud bellowed. The black cloud in front of him condensed into the shape of a long saber, and slashed towards Wang Xian. Swish. Wang Xian's body flickered, and he instantly appeared behind the black cloud. 5 elements reversal, explode. Wang Xian waved his arm, and the 5 elements grindstone exploded into shadows. The 5 elements began to reverse, and the attributes began to clash. Boom. A violent explosion reverberated in the void above the lightning race. Chapter 34:16, Rumble. A terrifying explosion reverberated and caused a huge tremor. The face of the figure in the black cloud turned slightly ugly, and the entire black cloud flew backward. The current 5 elements grindstone was much stronger than ordinary innate spiritual treasures. Even without the aid of speed, Wang Xian wasn't afraid to clash head-on with others of the same level. What? He's an expert hired by the lightning race? Shit, he's also a first-order universe lord. Why does this voice sound so familiar? It sounds like the voice of the big senior brother of the lightning race. No, that's impossible. He's only a pinnacle universe supremacy. It's impossible for him to break through so quickly. It's extremely difficult for a pinnacle universe supremacy to break through to a first-order universe lord. How could he break through so quickly? The surrounding disciples of the Great Lei-Yin Academy were shocked when they heard Wang Xian's voice. That voice sounded familiar. However, they couldn't believe that the big senior brother of the lightning race could break through and possess the strength of a first-order universe lord. That was too exaggerated. What's happening outside? It seems like an expert is fighting with the dark clouds. Who is it? At the same time, the experts of the lightning race suppressed in the blessed grotto heavens sensed the changes outside. They widened their eyes in shock. Swish, swish, swish. In the sky, Wang Xian relied on his terrifying speed to fly through the void. Streaks of terrifying attacks landed on the dark clouds. With each attack, the fog in the dark clouds lessened a little. Universal Domain Prison. The figure within the dark clouds had a gloomy expression. He roared and raised the staff in his hand. As he raised the staff, dark attributes descended from the sky, forming a terrifying prison that shrouded Wang Xian. 8 directional dragon pillars. Seeing this binding attack, Wang Xian let out a deep roar as well. Dragon pillars were erected and smashed towards the universal domain sky prison. Boom. The terrifying collision sounded again as the universal domain prison and the 8 directional dragon pillars dissipated gradually. Swish. Wang Xian's figure flickered as he appeared above the dark clouds. Divine dragon shadow. He roared. Streaks of light condensed into the shadow of a divine dragon and smashed downwards. The roar of the divine dragon resounded as it landed heavily on the thunderclouds. Because the figure in the thundercloud had deliberately concealed himself, he couldn't dodge such an attack at all. Damn it. Within the black cloud, the expert cursed. He initially didn't want to reveal his identity, but now, he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. World-devouring devil. He roared, and the skulls around him condensed into a terrifying abyssal mouth that swallowed the divine dragon shadow. Towering dragon horn. Wang Xian's body flickered again. Relying on his terrifying speed, he came directly to the bottom of the dark clouds. A resplendent dragon horn shot up into the sky. The illusion of the divine dragon flickered in the surroundings and a terrifying dragon might swept across the surroundings. It's the Thunder Ray race's eldest senior brother. He has broken through. It's actually him. At this time, if they still couldn't determine who their opponent was, then they would be too stupid. This attack was filled with the style of the mystical dragon. This familiar yet terrifying pressure caused the experts from the Great Lei-Yin Academy and the other 3 factions to turn pale. Breakthrough? The Thunder Ray race's eldest senior brother was actually a first-order universe sovereign? This was simply bad news for them. The Great Lei-Yin Academy's director, Old Ancestor, the 2 experts from Divine Thunder City, and the city lords from Purple City and Liuyang City paled instantly. Their bodies trembled as they stared fixedly at the battlefield. This must be a joke, right? The Thunder Ray race's eldest senior brother had broken through? How were they going to continue fighting? Unless the expert within the black cloud killed the Thunder Ray race's eldest senior brother. But was that possible? Ah, damn it. Great Lei-Yin Academy, didn't you say that the other party didn't have a universe sovereign? You're lying. Within the black cloud, the figure had an ugly expression as he surveyed his surroundings cautiously. Streaks of area of effect attacks rained down on him from all directions. The other party was too fast, and he couldn't lock onto him at all. Against his attacks, he could only take them head-on. Under such circumstances, he could only evade. He roared furiously at the experts from the Great Layian Academy. Previously, they hadn't mentioned that the other party had a first-order universe sovereign. Otherwise, why would he accept such a mission? We don't know either. Sir, please help us kill this guy. As long as you help us kill him, we're willing to pay any price. The Great Layian Academy's head was drenched in cold sweat as he roared. Now, all of their hopes rested on the expert within the black cloud. If the other party didn't care, they would be finished. I'll kill your entire family. The expert within the black cloud couldn't help but curse when he heard this. How was he going to kill the other party with such uncanny speed? If he continued to tangle with the other party, he would definitely be the one to die. Now, he had to get ready to escape. I won't participate in this anymore. I'll leave immediately. Stop your attacks. He roared at Wang Xian. Hihi, you've already been locked on to buy me. Do you really think you can escape without paying a price? Wang Xian smirked. If this was in the past, Wang Xian wouldn't have any way to deal with an expert of the same level who was trying to escape. However, things were different now. The complete unbeginning sacred wings possessed the ability to locate the enemy through the void. He could disrupt the other party's escape to his own cosmic god kingdom. Once he tangled with him, it would be difficult for the other party to escape. However, the expert within the black cloud had an inborn spiritual treasure and had the possibility of escaping. However, it was impossible for him to escape without paying a price. Damn it, don't push your luck. The figure within the black cloud looked hideous as he roared. You're the one who's courting death. Since you dare to attack the Thunder Light Race, you have to pay the price. Wang Xian locked on to him. Swoosh. He moved his body and attacked the black cloud again at a terrifying speed. Damn it. The figure within the black cloud was extremely gloomy. He had also witnessed Wang Xian's speed. Under such an uncanny speed and constant attacks, the chances of him returning to his cosmic god kingdom were slim. If this continued, he would be exhausted to death. Unless he could put up a protective barrier, he would be able to escape in an instant. Moreover, this protective barrier wouldn't affect him even if he was attacked. This was a little difficult for him, especially since the big senior brother of the Thunder Light Race was also wielding a powerful weapon. Chapter 34:17. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Sounds of collisions rang out in the sky above the main palace of the Thunder Light tribe. A terrifying battle had erupted. The director of the Great Thunderclap Academy and the other experts from the four major forces watched the battle in horror. All disciples gather together. Everyone, get ready. The director of the Great Thunderclap Academy had a terrible look on his face as he gave the order fearfully. They had given up on suppressing the Thunder Light tribe and were watching the battle in front of them with mixed expressions. They were filled with fear now. The battle in front of them concerned their fates. In fact, they understood that the fate of the four major forces had come to an end. However, they still harbored some unrealistic thoughts. They hoped that the expert within the black cloud could kill the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light tribe. After all, the eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light tribe had just broken through. Wang Xian, he broke through? He is fighting with the expert within the black cloud. SSS, he really broke through. His strength has really broken through to the level of a universe lord. Ha ha ha, that's great, that's great. The eldest senior brother of the Thunder Light tribe has broken through. Who would have thought that we would win? Great Thunderclap Academy, Purple City, Liuyang City, your doomsday is here. At this moment, the leader of the Thunder Light tribe and the other experts, who were suppressed in the blessed grotto heavens, were extremely excited when they saw this scene. They were already prepared to be suppressed. However, Wang Xian had actually broken through. This left them in a daze. Wang Xian had broken through. The Thunder Light tribe also had a universe lord. The crisis this time could also be resolved quickly. What? Our eldest senior brother broke through? Eldest senior brother broke through. This. Ha ha ha, that's great. Our eldest senior brother is invincible. The disciples at the back heard the exclamations of their leaders. Their eyes widened and they were extremely excited. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Outside, Wang Xian relied on his incredible speed to constantly attack the black cloud. The energy of the black cloud was decreasing. Gradually, the figure within the black cloud appeared. He was 3 meters tall and extremely skinny. He held a black scepter in his hand and had 2 faces. His blood-red eyes were filled with bloodthirst and violence. He waved the scepter in his hand and constantly defended against Wang Xian's attacks. His expression was abnormally ugly. Eldest senior brother of the Thunder Ray race, you can't kill me. Do you really want to be my enemy? The figure in the black cloud let out a cold voice and roared in an eerie voice. You're the one who wants to become enemies with the Thunder Light race. You're the one who wants to become enemies with us, and yet you say that I'm your enemy. You scoundrel, I'll let you off. Don't even think about leaving this place without paying the price. Wang Xian stared coldly at the figure within the dark clouds with disdain. To Wang Xian, the strength of the figure in the dark clouds was not very strong. He was mainly good at long-range attacks. If not for the inborn spiritual treasure, Dark Cloud, Wang Xian could have killed him quickly. Even so, Wang Xian would have to pay a price if he wanted to escape. You deserve to die. Your lightning race deserves to die too. The old man in the black cloud bellowed furiously. Black aura surged from his body as he charged towards Wang Xian. The black aura enveloped a radius of several 100 million kilometers. It was a completely area-wide attack. Wang Xian moved his body and retreated out of the range of the attacks with ease. Rays of single-target attacks rushed in. Wang. The figure in the dark clouds began to turn illusory. He wanted to escape to his own holy kingdom instantly. However, Wang Xian would not give him the chance. He charged over at a terrifying speed and waves of energy rushed towards his body. He could not move when he was escaping to his own holy kingdom. Therefore, the surrounding attacks were not very strong at this moment. Wang Xian relied on his speed and strength to disrupt his escape once again. Great mighty heavenly dragon. At this moment, Wang Xian released his strongest law of Dharma attack. Didn't you want to escape? When you escape, you'll be the least prepared. Great mighty heavenly dragon. A horrifying divine dragon appeared in front of Wang Xian instantly. The divine dragon looked like Wang Xian's dragon body and also had a pair of dragon wings. However, the size of the great mighty heavenly dragon was tens of millions of kilometers long. Shit! The figure in the dark clouds trembled violently after being interrupted. He immediately waved his magic staff and the surrounding skulls flew up and collided with the great mighty heavenly dragon. Rumble! The figure in the dark clouds flew backward after the collision and spat out a huge mouthful of blood. I'm no match for him. I can't drag this on any longer. The figure in the dark clouds turned pale. When he saw the surrounding skulls shattering, his heart sank. Swoosh! At this moment, he sensed a figure appearing behind him. He broke out in cold sweat. Dark clouds, Cloud Lotus. He immediately roared. The surrounding dark clouds condensed into a flower petal to protect his body. Run. Big senior brother from the Thunder Light race, just you wait. I'll make you pay a terrible price. Both of his faces opened their mouths at the same time and let out a creepy voice. He stared at Wang Xian with bloodthirsty eyes. His body started to turn illusory once again. Hee. Wang Xian looked at him and revealed a cold smile. Just you wait. Don't let me find out which race you are from. As he spoke, his arms turned into dragon claws and grabbed at the lotus flowers. Bam! An intense resistance came. Wang Xian did not break through the defense of the lotus flowers. The figure inside stared at him with hatred and disappeared. However, the price was that the dark clouds were left behind. The dark clouds had helped him hold on for some time. Wang Xian chuckled as he looked to the side. Gulp. He escaped. That lord escaped. No, he's escaping for his life. At this moment, all the experts and disciples from the Great Thunderclap Academy and the other 4 forces were dumbfounded. Run, run, run. The president of the Great Thunderclap Academy roared in despair. Their figures started to turn illusory. Even a universe dominator had escaped. Wouldn't they be waiting for death if they didn't escape? At this moment, they had already made up their minds. When they returned, they would immediately lead all their clansmen into the Blessed Lands. Just like the Thunder Light Race, they would hide in the Blessed Lands. Defeated. They were completely defeated. They were defeated by the big senior brother from the Thunder Light Race and a disciple from the Thunder Light Race. To them, it was as though the heavens were intentionally trying to kill them. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Their figures started to turn illusory and disappeared. As they were far away, Wang Xian couldn't do anything about it. However, the four forces were no longer a threat to Wang Xian. From now on, he could kill at will. Compared to killing the four forces, it was more worthwhile to make the figure in the dark clouds pay the price. A darkness attribute innate spiritual treasure.